I had a friend when I was in high school. I remember, I was like, I'm going to puke. He just took his 2 fingers and stuck them down my throat. I vomited everywhere.
What?
And he was like, I got you. He was just like, you about to puke.
He stuck them down your throat?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because he was like, you could see how sick I was. And he was, and I felt better after.
He didn't say, put your fingers down your throat?
No, he didn't give me a heads up.
Was this Aziz? Holy shit.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Ari Shaffir's Skeptic podcast. I'm Ari Shaffir. It's my podcast. Yeah, it's technically it doesn't really belong to me. It's just an idea. I mean, the feed belongs to me if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or anywhere else. I signed up for the feed, but the podcast itself, it's not a real thing. It's an idea. Say I have a podcast. You can't hold it. So I guess I don't own the podcast. I am the host, but only because I say I'm the host. You could also just say you're the host. I'm getting sidetracked. Guys, what a fun one today. It's a good one. I'm here doing this intro from the back bar of the Comedy Store. Me, Sam Morril, and Mark Norman, 2 of my best drinking buddies. They drink great. They drink exactly like I drink. We have a great vibe whenever we do catch each other in New York. Like, oh, you drinking? Fuck yeah, dude. If I go into the cellar and I see, and I already drank the last couple of nights. I'm taking it easy tonight, and I see Sam Morril there, and I look down. He's got something brown in front of him. I'm like, you drinking? He goes, yeah, I'm just one full of bourbon. And I'm like, I'll get one. And then it's like, I'm drinking for sure. You have friends like that? They're like, if you're drinking, I'm drinking. I'm only one man. I'm drinking if you're drinking, for sure. Let's do my dates real quick. The Storytelling Show, February 8th at Gramercy Theater, is sold out. Sorry, you missed it. Ari Shaffir's Renamed Storytelling Show. We'll do it again. I'll tell you the lineup after it's done. Denver Comedy Works, February 17th through the 20th. We just added a show. All shows are sold out except Sunday, so we added a late show Thursday. Hurry up and get tickets, for sure. February 11th and 12th in Tampa with Stevie Simone. I still got to find an opener for Denver. March 6th, the third and final ski trip show that we added at Wise Guys is already sold out. But the end of March, you can see me in Detroit and Grand Rapids, both Michigan, both with Big J Okerson and Bobby Kelly. Tickets are at arishaffir.com for all shows. And then end of March, I got Appleton, Wisconsin, St. Louis, and Buffalo. Get tickets at arishaffir.com. And don't forget to hit subscribe. So I brought in Sam and I brought in Mark. They have a great podcast called We Might Be Drunk, where they just get drunk. And I was like, guys, let's talk about how we started in alcohol. First time throwing up, whatever. We started drinking. We got sidetracked. Obviously, that was going to happen. And we started drinking more and more. Mark said he had 1 hour to give. And I was like, well, better we do it than not do it at all. We ended up going for 2 hours. We got drunk. Guys, it's such a fun episode. This is all I want to do now. Is have some friends come in and get fucked up and just shoot the shit with a loose fucking theme. Occasionally I'll have a fucking dark theme. But I just want to have a fun time. Maybe Big J and soda. We could do fucking shatter. We can do fucking those torches, you know? With some shatter and just get fucking rips and podcasts from my studio. If you go to my YouTube, youtube.com/Ari Shaffir, you will see the new studio that I'm using for Skeptic Tank Studios. Also, I got teasing it now. I got a music video for This Song Belongs to Ari Shaffir coming out quite soon. So we sat there and we drank, first we just drank Godfathers. We could drink anything. Godfather. So when I was in Ecuador, have I told you guys that I went to Ecuador? I get it. It was a fucking very spiritual time in my life. Of course I'm going to talk about it. A drink we had quite a lot was called the Padrone, the Godfather. And it was called the Godfather because apparently it was Marlon Brando's favorite drink. Scotch whiskey, equal parts Scotch whiskey and amaretto. And I don't know, I suggested it. I'm like, let's drink them. So we did. We sat and drank a bunch of Godfathers, got ripped, and had a fucking good time. If you guys want to see shit like this again, first of all, make sure to check out Mark Norman's podcast, Tuesday with Stories, that he does. Check out these guys' podcasts. We might be drunk. It's probably a new one. You might not have heard of it. Check that out for sure. If you want to see their stand-up, they're both the highest level of about to be humongous stand-ups. Mark Norman's special Out to Lunch is on YouTube. If you haven't seen it already, you're a fucking fool. And Sam Morril, I Got This, also on YouTube. The new best platform for stand-up comedy. Check both of those out. And let's start the episode. I had a couple sponsors real quick. Guys, this episode of Ari Shaffir Skeptic Podcast is brought to you by BetterHelp.com. That's BetterHelp.com. It's online therapy. It's not a crisis hotline. It's not a fucking crisis hotline. Stop saying it's a crisis hotline. It's online therapy. Let's say you find yourself drinking during the day for no reason at all. Maybe you're doing a podcast, daytime, and you see alcohol and suddenly go, well, I got to have a drink, even though I'm probably going to fucking have to drive soon. Maybe I got to leave my car here and take an Uber because I can't stop drinking. Now, what is that? What is that making you drink when you're alone and not with friends? Drinking socially, sure, but why are you doing that? Why are you skipping social engagement with friends? Why do you feel overwhelmed by things that used to be normal to you? It's because you're crazy. And I mean that in the best possible light. You ever step back and look at yourself and go, hey, that shit, if I saw anyone else do it, I would consider a bit nuts. Not crazy house crazy, but a bit nuts. You just need therapy. It's normal. You need therapy. But here's the problem. It's hard to get there. It's an hour to get there and back, and then an hour there. So 2 hours for an hour therapy. Not everybody has that time. Also, it's expensive. So this is my favorite. BetterHelp.com/Ari. You get 10% off your first month. They match you up with a therapist. You can fucking talk to them. You can leave them notes to deal with when it's time. You keep mixing and matching so you find the therapist that works for you. You don't have to feel bad about it. It's great. It's way cheaper, way more accessible, and it'll get you fucking feeling normal again. If you have that depression, if you got anxiety, if you're just like, this is what therapy is. It's just, you know when everyone's talking and the most popular people end up talking all the time? Well, you get to talk the whole fucking time. It's another one of your friends, and he's going, what about you, Bob? What about you, though? How's your job going? How do you feel about shit? And then you get to talk and then never get bored because it's their job to be into it. Do it, dude. Do some fucking therapy. BetterHelp, HELP.com/Ari. That gets me money, but even if I didn't, it's still a product I would fucking tell you about. For real. This one's like, we're all going through it, you guys. COVID was nuts. The way the media tells turns everyone against each other, makes all things fucking terrible all the time. It's not terrible. It's great. And you want to get back to that feeling of like, yeah, things are pretty good. Get some help. BetterHelp.com/Ari is a great way to get that. So thank you very much for sponsoring this episode. And that's it. And I think we should start the episode. If you guys enjoyed this, by the way, I put out a new Patreon episode this week, a travel podcast episode. This is what I got on Patreon, patreon.com/Ari Shaffir. Travel stories, me and a guest sometimes riffing on them. General mailbag, arrest stories, and fuck stories. Questions, shit like that. And it just gets me riffing. So you guys write it in on Patreon and it gets me, I read it, either a question. It might be like, just ask, what's about Justice Smollett? How do you feel about this comic getting in trouble? I went to, have you ever heard anything about Rwanda? I'm thinking of going there. Find your mailbag that works for you and go to patreon.com/Ari Shaffir. And if you're going to be anywhere, first of all, subscribe. Do me a favor. Subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, if you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, hit subscribe. I put stand-up clips on YouTube sometimes, topical shit. If I feel like talking about it, I get a good recording. And video, full video of these episodes. If you want to see me and Sam and Mark drinking and what we're drinking and how I made those amazing Godfathers, Padrones is what they were called in Ecuador. You can't find them here anywhere. So at first I was like, I don't want to tell anybody because I want it to be my drink. But then eventually I'm like, nah, just learn how to make it. They make them at the Stand now, Stand Comedy Club and Restaurant. If you ask for a Godfather, if you say Padrone, they'll be like, Patron? They'll be like, no, Padron, a Godfather. I'm telling you that one of those bartenders knows how to make it now and knows how to make it good with that lemon peel. Ask for an orange peel, whatever. The Stand knows how to make it. Support the Stand Comedy Club, you guys. I'm there all the time, so are some great comics. But if you like this type of episode, which I do, it's just us fucking around having fun. This is exactly what I want to do. It's exactly what I want to do from now on. Just have fun with one, maybe 2, 3 guests. And then occasionally get deep into some subject. You know, yeah, you got molested. Okay, let's talk about that. That's not going to be a fun one. But this is just a fun one. And if you like it, if you want us to do this exact show again, me, Mark, and Sam, again, if you like it, then I'm telling you, here's how you do it. You reach out to those guys and you say, hey, that was fucking great. Oh, man, what a good time. I checked out your special because of that episode. And I love your special. Shit like that. Reach out to them on Twitter, on Instagram. And then comics are weak, bro. Comics are fucking weak. And the more they see that shit, if they see it, they'll be like, okay, tell you what, man, Ari, I got so much fucking feedback. You guys control that narrative. It's up to you. Reach out, tell them how great a time you had. And subscribe. All right, let's start the episode. Ari Shaffir, Skeptic, episode 457. The Godfathers. I guarantee you that it gets misconstrued as we're saying we're Godfathers or something else instead of it's just the multiple drinks we had on this episode. The Godfathers with Sam Morril and Mark Norman starts now! And we're off.
Hey!
Guys, I gotta say, it reminded me when I got to New York, just you guys sitting here, this is not part of the plan, but coming to the cellar and being uncomfortable, and then the late night vibe of the cellar back then was U2, Mackie, List, Attell, sometimes Metzger, Big J, Ladyboy. I'm trying to think who else.
We're gonna get some diversity in here.
Yeah.
I'm listening to this like an exec. Like, where's the diversity?
And it was just like, as soon as it was Bullet Bourbon's on the rocks, or Bullet Rye on the rock and forget, and it was like, oh, I'll drink it. Michelle Wolf.
Yes. Adrian was on those.
Adrian, she didn't drink. Old School Traeger drank well.
Yes.
And it was just like, it was such a fun party vibe, and that was like my introduction to New York, the hanging out.
Yeah.
Which LA didn't have that. It was weed or I don't know what.
Oh, really? You didn't have that in L.A.?
We hung out at the store, but it wasn't like, let's get drunk.
Right. It's very high school out there. It's like he has cool sneakers. He's on top. He's got a leather jacket. I felt nerdy in L.A. Like everybody was so hip. And it didn't feel like about the hang as much. It felt like more of an appearance.
Well, yeah, who do you know?
Appearance. Yeah,
Ugh.
who do you know?
Oh my God, they're the worst.
Well, New York is you have more downtime. If you're drinking in LA, you do have kind of a problem, right?
Yeah, kind
Because
of.
you're driving home, probably.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So before Uber too, which was my whole time out there, really, it was just like, yeah, you will drive drunk.
Yeah. And our apartments aren't that great. So when you're at the cellar, you're like, this is kind of comfortable. And you don't see people all day.
That's another good point. New York, LA has decent apartments. So you
Yeah.
can come home and be a little let's go to my living room. Like, living room?
Exactly.
What? Are you a
Yeah.
king?
Yeah, you got stairs in your apartment now. That's a huge
That is
jump.
huge.
You know what's funny? I looked in and my first thought was, it's a loft bed.
I
didn't think it was like another
It's one of
room.
those things you can't even sit
Yeah.
up in bed.
Yeah.
So let's talk about drinking.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you guys have a great podcast? We might be drunk.
You got that right.
What was the original title?
We've had 9.
What was the first one? I
I
promoted it.
forgot. It was something
more
like
drink.
one more drink.
One more drink.
Yeah.
But someone else took that, and it wasn't even on the air anymore. But we didn't want it. It was like 4 or 5 episodes, but we didn't want to deal with it.
Yeah. We had a cut. Last Call was in there. We did all the
Then we
drinking.
tried Last Call with Carson Daly.
Yeah.
That didn't work. It was
So there was
a whole
some
bunch.
rules about that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Somebody
Yeah.
had it, I guess. Do you guys want anything?
Yeah,
I'll
sure.
try
What? I
something,
tried to
yeah.
pull out everything I could.
This is a good mix you got here.
I mean, the Whistle Pig 18 sounds pretty good to me. This is.
They sent it to
tough-
me. They fucking sponsor Rogan's Green Rooms. That's the Stan's Old Forester.
Wow.
Oh, really?
Mark and I do have a whiskey coming out.
Do you
That's
really?
right.
Do you really?
All right.
We don't have a name. Oh, we do have a name, but we've had legal shit for like a year with this, but we're gonna have a whiskey.
How about call it Catcher in the Rye? And it's just
We
be a
thought about it.
That's
Can I
not
take
bad.
All the rye moves.
Oh, that's not bad. you really want to go pun on that so bad.
I know.
Catcher in the Rye deserves some good press. All they got was that shooter.
That's true.
Yeah.
Really?
Moshe had a book he called Catcher in the Rye.
That's good.
It wasn't bad.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is good.
Yeah. It fit.
Yeah, he's a funny guy.
Yeah, I like Moshe.
Salinger was a nut.
It was
I
a
know.
nutball.
He
I
was
watched
not
the
a
doc.
nice person. You see that doc?
I did.
He's
yeah.
out of his mind.
He's crazy. But he lived in the woods. I like when a crazy guy's like, I'll go away.
Yeah, I don't want to be around you guys.
Yeah.
He was very clear about it. You guys suck. Adults suck.
Yeah.
Like, no.
What's that playwright who was banging
Arthur Miller.
Arthur Miller.
Miller? Did you see that doc?
No.
Oh, good. It's good.
Yeah.
He's fun.
You've got to be a damn good playwright to bang Marilyn Monroe.
I know,
God,
right?
a playwright.
Can
Are you
name
kidding?
one more playwright?
Who's a playwright today?
Manuel Miranda? Well, he's musical.
He's the actor. Yeah.
But how Martin McDonough, he gets laid.
You think?
Who's
oh
Martin
my
McDonough?
God. Oh, he wrote like In Bruges and all, but he wrote a bunch of plays before that.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the mainstream ones people know, like going into movies. I feel like, but
I mean, if you have
true.
money, you get laid.
how do you write
you gotta
Death of
shut
a
up,
Salesman and then bang Marilyn Monroe? How do you like? That's a real 180.
And there's no
That's
way, like,
incredible.
I read your play and it really, like, there's zero chance.
the most depressing play of all time.
Yeah.
What's the most depressing thing you've ever seen?
Movie?
I know mine.
What is it?
Dear Zachary?
Revolution. What?
Dear Zachary?
No, what is that one?
Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off. That's the documentary about the kid who was killed.
Oof.
Oh
It's
yeah.
heavy. It's
oh
a
yeah,
cry
yeah,
fest.
yeah. I remember that.
Don't watch it.
The one about the priest, like something deliver us from evil. That was rough. Oh, we can't do docs. You can't do real.
No, yeah, because
okay,
that's
okay,
real.
okay, sorry.
Revolutionary Road.
All
That
right.
one killed me.
It's so funny. I couldn't
Unrealized
bring myself
dreams.
to watch it.
Oh, it literally made me depressed for 2 years. Like, I couldn't get out of bed
Wow.
after that.
That's how I felt after a double negative. Did you guys see that? That's already special.
You son of a bitch, that's my special. I don't even know if you know what you're saying there.
What are other depressing? It's weird, like, are we going? What makes you tear up, or what? Just,
What makes you depressed? Not tear up. I'll tear up at Babe.
Sure, sure.
Yeah,
I'll tell you, the Bourdain was pretty heavy.
Bourdain was really,
but that's
it made me
another
sad.
doc.
Oh, you're right.
That's another doc, yeah.
I watched that on the way. Shane Gillis, me and him are hammered in first class on the way to Texas. He's tearing up. I see this fat,
Wow.
sweaty guy with a hoodie on drinking a cocktail, like, tearing up, and that was fun to watch.
Holy
It's tough to see Shane Gillis tearing up. I would love to see him cry. I would be like,
I know. I thought he was watching SNL.
aren't you?
that clean shaven face. There's nothing to absorb the tear on the way down.
Exactly.
Just falls to the tray
Right.
table.
What can I make you guys?
Oh,
or do you want to just make it?
I mean, we could
Scotch?
do.
I'm
I mean-
eyeballing this.
I mean, this is great gin. I mean, I can't believe you have this.
I'm
stuff
not a
and
gin
everything.
guy, so you could try it and tell me.
I mean, I'm not going to drink it straight. I would put this in like gin and soda or
Seltzer?
or Negroni or something.
I don't
But
know
but
Negronis.
I think I'm in more of a whiskey mood with you
Okay.
two.
So let me
How
tell you
about
about a drink that we had in Ecuador a lot. It's called a
Please.
Padron, a Godfather. Have you ever had a Godfather? Equal parts PD whiskey and equal parts, we could do either one of these, and equal parts amaretto. So it's one shot of each. It's good.
Let's give it. Let's try a new thing.
I'll
And,
try
and
it.
if we don't like it, we'll do that. We'll switch to the.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
So
have to
are
drink
you
the
going to
whole
make
thing.
this?
Yeah, I'll make it.
Here's a
Godfather.
cup.
Yeah. So
All right.
what? Let's start talking about like what's the first drink you ever had?
First drink I ever had.
Mine was vodka and Sprite.
Vodka and
I mean,
Sprite.
my
Wait,
dad
wait.
let me have a sip of beer, when I was 6, and I was like, "What is that, Dad?" He's like, "You want to try it?" I was like, "Yay!" And I tried it at a party. I remember my parents at a party.
How shitty was it? The first beer. You
It
had?
was so gross. You couldn't fathom anybody drinking it. You're like, "What is wrong with you adults? You're all idiots." I almost yacked, and then years later in high school, my parents went out of town, and we just found vodka, and it was too crazy. It was, it's like drinking turpentine back then.
Yeah.
So we put Sprite in it.
Sprite and vodka is not bad.
It worked.
I used to do Sprite and peppermint schnapps in college.
Sprite and that's like sweet as hell.
Yeah, but you would
Yeah.
never get the bad breath.
Ah, interesting. Well, we didn't know how to make drinks, so we'd pour Sprite in a cup, and then you pour vodka on the top, and you're like, this tastes horrible. I can't get the taste of booze out, but I didn't know you had to put the vodka first.
I think beer must have been my first. I don't know my first. I mean, I remember it must have been like 7th, 8th grade at my sister's graduation. She was graduating college. We were in California. And there was some open bar that I just kept walking up and grabbing wine at. And I remember ruining all the family photos because I puked my guts out and all the blood vessels in my face popped.
Whoa.
And my mom, I remember the speech, "There are some nights we're proud of you. Tonight was not one of them."
Oh,
Just cut me. Ugh.
passive-aggressive mom.
It ripped me to shreds.
Yeah, that's
would've-
worse than I'm
Disappointment?
mad at you. The disappointment, exactly. Maybe cops should do that.
Yeah,
You know?
I'm just disappointed in your behavior.
Yeah.
That's something. That might be a bit.
That might be a
You
bit,
know
yeah.
cops?
Yep.
Because I run from cops and they're chasing you with a billy club, and that's one thing. But if a cop was like, "You kind of make me sick. You're kind of
make me
pathetic,"
sick.
I'd be like, "Oh, officer,
Shame on you.
yes, shame on you."
Yeah. What was your
My
first?
first drunk was in Israel when I was like when it was a class trip, And
Is that Birthright or is that something else?
No, just the last semester of high school, and it was tequila slammers. Sprite again, tequila on a double shot, and you slam them down the.
Ooh.
You know how you don't know like you've had enough?
Yes.
Post on this.
Because if it tastes good, I mean, I remember there's a scene.
I'm drunk. I feel good. Keep going.
There's a scene in Guys and Dolls from like the 50s. It's Brando trying to bang. Well, it's Brando trying to bang this woman in Havana, and it's one of those scenes that hasn't aged well, but it's hilarious. Where she's like, I've never had a drink. He's like, here's one. She goes, it tastes just like a milkshake. He's like, well, have another. It's him trying to
try bombs.
But it's like that's what booze is to people who don't normally drink. You get the fruity, shitty thing.
Exactly. Guys and Dolls, man. When you say the title, you're like Guys and Dolls, but then when you describe that, you're like, what is this?
Even worse.
Yeah.
I gotta research it.
Yeah, man. I want to go to Israel. That's like if I could pick a place, I would go there. What's that?
You never went with Louis?
No. Liz did.
Adrian's going with him.
Oh wow. That'll be fun. She's a breath of sunshine. But I love Adrian. She's killer. But
one of the best joke writers.
Killer jokes.
One of my favorite jokes of all time where she said her boyfriend threatened to kill himself. And she goes, oh, great. Now I can't kill myself or people are going to think we were in love.
Oh,
that's one of the best one-liners of all
so
time.
smart.
Oh, my God. Louis, if you're looking for someone to not force you to go out and do things, Adrian is the right choice.
She's great. I don't know if I won't say it. I won't say it because it's too inside.
Cut anything out.
All right, we'll cut it out. But when Louis Anderson died, she texted everybody and said, I wonder if Nicky will write a song about him.
Oh.
And I was like, yeah, I'm Baluch.
They already have one. Louis. Man, he was a funny bastard.
So funny.
He was not bad at all. He was cool.
Not bad? He was pretty funny.
He was legitimate. I remember seeing him one of my earliest, like as a kid, on like Tonight Show.
Oh,
Yeah.
he killed.
Yeah, he killed.
Yeah.
He was the fat comic.
I saw this guy playing poker in a swim-up pool, and I was playing with him for like an hour, and I went to the bathroom. He's still sitting there, and then it hit me. Oh, no. Because it's like pissing all over him.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good voice. Yeah, I love the one where he opens a late night set by going, it's such a nice day out today that I almost went for a walk. That's great. Great
He
opener.
really leaned into I'm fat and I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
And it's funny.
And the crowd ate that shit up because
So
it
to
was back
speak.
when you're like, yes, you should feel bad
Yeah.
for being fat.
Yeah.
It's the 70s or
It's
80s.
mockable.
Yeah.
No one wants to live like this.
Isn't
Yeah.
it funny now people are so woke, you do like, I'm fat, they're like, oh.
I know. They really do the
Aw.
all.
Or they'll clap for you.
Yeah.
You did it. You're disgusting.
Either way, it's not the desired, result.
Right.
These are nice glasses, Ari.
Thanks, bro.
Ooh.
Hand-me-downs from my mommy.
There you
Like
go.
'em. Cheers.
Hey, with the orange wedge. Godfather, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Just like the movie, I might have 3.
I think it was Brando's drink. I think that's why they called it that.
Woo!
Really?
Yeah. What do you think?
This is delicious.
It's liquor and
It's
liquor.
kind of like a rusty nail. Does
It's
it
a
taste a little?
little syrupy, if you ask me.
You put a little more scotch in
Wait, what is in here? Amaretto?
and whiskey. So usually you go with a whistle pig. I would go with like slightly more whiskey, but the peatier it is, the better. I would have gone with the kaulale, but I just went with this whistle pig because
I mean, it's good. It's definitely good, but it's it's sugar than I thought it
You
would
don't
be.
like sugary drinks.
No,
I don't
yeah.
either, but it's still, I'll do a little more too.
Hit.
Just a little more, yeah. That's good.
my measurements were not exact either.
Boy, the dog really wanted out of here, huh? This pod's that bad.
I was like, "Oh, you guys are gonna be boozing like wastes of life." I thought you guys were going somewhere with your career.
I love that little notebook. Look at that.
It's my chief weapon in stand-up.
I love it.
It's just
everyone
fits in every pocket.
Does everyone have a notebook here? Mark, do you have a little?
Of course.
Do you have
What do
a
you guys
little?
got? What do you guys do?
I got one of these.
Back pockets not bad.
Oh,
don't
I like
don't
that.
tear apart?
They tear, but I just like the size.
Size. Yeah, you can actually write full things. This is a little small, but when I'm done with a page, it's already perforated. You can take it out and chuck it.
Yeah.
I like before sets, like, what should I talk about? What should I, just like that, so you actually see it.
This
What
was
do
a
you got?
moleskin, but it fell apart, so I had to duct tape it. But then I ran out of pages, so you just start going with, like, this is the Marriott.
What the fuck?
That's a
the thing-
Costanza notepad right
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
This was a fan message, and I just, you write on whatever you can. This is,
Fan message.
this is, what does that say?
Jesus,
Embassy
dude.
Suites.
Yeah.
That's one of those little, like, put it next to the phone in case you need a number things.
Yeah, those are my notebooks for a while.
Yeah.
I couldn't afford an actual notebook, especially on the road with Rogan. I'm like, access to nice pens, all the shampoo you can steal.
Oh, yeah.
4 Seasons shampoo.
Ooh.
Do you guys have go-tos?
For notebooks?
Drinks.
Oh, Manhattan.
Manhattan.
I like
What's
a
that?
Manhattan. It's just
What?
bourbon, sweet vermouth.
Is that
So
a
bourbon,
it's
sweet vermouth, and bitters. Sometimes they'll throw a dark cherry, a maraschino cherry in
Those are
there.
great.
A little bit orange, usually a cube.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love it.
Are those in that flat glass?
I mean, you could have them in a glass like this.
That's good. I'm
Yeah.
sick of those flat glass. Those Manhattan. What are those? The flat
What's a
glasses.
flat glass?
You know, the ones go up and then out. So you
A
have to
martini glass?
Yeah, martini glass.
Oh, those are the
Those
worst.
are retarded. Why are we still using those?
I like them for a martini.
Even then, it's got to be served at the bar in front. You can't even move. You got to sip it, like lean into it.
Well, here's what you're supposed to do. These are the good martini glasses. You get a really big one, so it only goes up like halfway. Because you're right, the spill, you're like, what are we doing?
You
Yeah.
take two of those back to your table, and it's like,
It's over. I asked for a martini in a rocks glass.
That's
And
smart.
They don't like it, but it works. It's drink's a drink.
Martinis are fun.
Oh, the best.
A martini with a steak is like, you feel important.
You go extra dirty.
Yes.
Oh, you
Those
gotta
are
go
fun.
filthy. That olive juice just kills all the vodka flavor. You can drink a million of them.
Liz goes that, right?
Huh?
Isn't Liz an extra dirty?
Yes.
Doesn't she go like heavy
Liz
olives?
She goes
Oh,
heavy
really?
olive. She's like a 6 olive. There's something really hot about like a woman drinking a martini. Like if you see it in like a noir or something, like a woman is just like sipping a martini, like she's bad.
Oh yeah, just sitting
Yeah.
by herself at a
Yeah.
bar, waiting for a guy to hit on her so she could break him down. I get what you are. You come in here looking for try. It's like, ooh,
You gotta hand it to Liz. I mean, now we're getting inside baseball.
But this is the manager of the Comedy Cellar. for
Thank
those-
you.
friend of ours. Yeah,
Yeah.
But she runs it with an iron fist. She's a pro. Without her, the place would fall apart.
So she's the number one.
And I go there 3 nights in a row. I'm like, oh, this place. She's there at noon till 1 till 4 on the weekends. Sometimes drinking, kicking people out, calling you. Where the fuck are you? I mean, she's on
Yeah.
top of everything.
With a fucking super gulp of whiskey
Yes.
and fucking vodka.
I know. I hope she's making a ton of money.
She
or,
deserves it because she could be like running the senator's whole campaign.
Completely.
She's got that.
Yeah. You're right.
She could be on House of Cards. Easy.
Yeah.
She's fearless. I love it, man. I remember one time someone was being rude to her at the cellar, and it's one of those people that like they made a reservation, but they showed up late, and it was like,
Act indignant.
it was like they were like 30 minutes late. They're like, I don't get how you gave her a seat away, and you're like, because there's the standby list. She was explaining it very nicely,
Yeah.
And I got to a point where I was like, oh well, Liz, there's that other table of two. I'm just fucking around because they're being so rude to her. I mean, they could just have those
that's
seats. I
great.
put a table, and they were like, really? I was like, no,
All right.
no, get out. They were so rude to her.
Wow.
Big J and I were walking back. We were fucking drinking 2 days ago, and we saw these girls, 3 girls, and they're like, we got kicked out of the cellar. It was right in front of the village. And we got kicked out of the cellar. Fuck them. I'm like, I know. They're a little bit too harsh sometimes, knowing no one's ever been kicked out by accident.
Yeah, right, of
And she
course.
goes, we got kicked out, and Louis was like, they're not a problem. He knew. And he was like, hey, girl, let's go drink. Relax. Let it go.
If you read the Yelp of the cellar, it ain't pretty. It's like, fuck these people. They were rude to me.
Uh-huh.
They took my phone. They
Well, no
yelled
one
at
Yelps.
me.
That's
had
the
a great
club you
time.
want.
Had a great time.
Exactly.
One of my favorite things to do is find Yelp reviews of clubs and find out, because they don't know who the comics are. They go, this one guy told a joke about an alligator and killing or whatever, and you find out who they're talking about.
There is an actual review about me. With
Really?
that. Yeah. There's one in Boston because my mom sent me a review on TripAdvisor where someone trashed me in Naples.
Oh,
treating
man.
it like it's like a Wall Street Journal write up. Like I was so bothered. I'm like, Mom, I never would have seen this. Why
Yeah,
are you
why
sending
are
me
you
this
sending
shit?
it to me?
And then I just looked
Sorry.
up Sam Morril on like I was just curious because the bad reviews made me laugh.
Yeah.
So there was one about like we liked it, but then he did the joke about the alligator eating the baby, and we were just disgusted. And they were like,
Imagine
"What?"
being that upset about a joke we
Well,
discussed.
it's Florida.
Yeah.
They might have known the kid or something. You know?
No, you know what? I think it was in Boston because Florida.
Oh, okay.
Florida loved that. Florida. No one's offended by a joke in Florida.
No.
Exactly,
0.
at all. I hit him hard with a school shooting joke in Florida,
I hit him with
Miami.
an Orlando shooter once, too, and that got him.
Did you check their pulse?
Nice!
Yes.
We Might Be Drunk comes out every Monday on Spotify, iTunes, and YouTube.
No, they really. They're pretty hard to offend. My issue in Florida, if they suck, is they're just not paying attention.
They're just dumb and not paying. Right? They're
Yeah.
like, they look up halfway through a joke, like, "What?
Yeah.
Go back to sleep. You weren't listening. I saw you not listening."
Right, and Florida likes it dark. Like, if you make fun of the Pulse nightclub shooting and some guy's like, I'm gay, I'm like, I wish you were shot there. They're like,
Yeah, exactly. Dude, so they had this argument about Adrian had a shooting joke, had a adult shoot, whatever, a school shooting joke or something like that. And they Netflix was censoring it on.
I remember this.
Yeah.
Degenerates.
And my friend Eric was like, dude, you have to understand, Abrams. He was like, they had the biggest shooting, like there, so they might not go well. I'm like, wait, are you saying she tried it and it failed, or you're saying you're not letting her try it? And they're like, yeah, Netflix is saying they're not letting her try it. And then I'm like, I was going there with you guys and Vita and that whole crew for March Madness. I was like, I'm going to try my Vegas shooting joke here. Annihilates. They can't wait for stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, that's the point of comedy, not to get down and dirty.
But I mean, it's a great joke, and they're just, it either works or it doesn't.
Yeah, it's a great joke.
Now there's like a trend of people on TikTok who they'll post, they're like, we're in the midst of a school shooting, we're hiding in the locker room. That's like a thing. Yeah, they go viral.
Is that like real or is it?
I think it's real.
Can you imagine? I mean, that's the thing to understand everything. You're in a school shooting and you're like, I can get likes on this.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So that's what everybody's thinking. No one's giving their actual reaction. They're like, what would be the best? Well, actually, if I run out, I won't be as good.
That's
stay in a
that's
closet.
a bit.
There's something there.
That sums up the whole world.
Yeah,
at this
you can.
point.
Anything anybody posts, forget it. If somebody comes up to you in person and goes, hey man, what you did, that was bullshit.
Yeah.
That listen to.
You both have school shooting jokes.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we all do.
Yeah.
I've done one once.
Well, they exist.
Statute of limitations.
Well, you got to research the bit. But, they exist. You're like, how can you write about that?
Research
You're
the
like,
bit.
I don't know. They exist. Toothpaste exists. I got a toothpaste bit. It's not like I'm like, I got to promote these shootings. They just exist so your brain thinks about them,
Metzger said it the best. He's like, Holocaust, AIDS, rape. They're the worst things. So that's what we have to get the most humor. That's what you have to compare something small to. The worst stuff.
So I've been working on this bit, which is harder to do than any dark bit
I thought you were going to say a Holocaust rape AIDS joke.
All sides.
Oh, that's funny.
Holocaust rape AIDS. Let's get back to this in a second. Holocaust rape
Somebody
AIDS
in the Holocaust had
was
AIDS
raped.
and probably raped somebody.
Yeah, it was pre-AIDS. But maybe somebody went back in time to stop Hitler, but then they found out he had full AIDS.
Right.
It's the band plays on meets Schindler's List. They're going to do a combo.
Right. The Accused, Philadelphia, Schindler's List. But yeah, I'm doing the joke of defending rich people, and people are like, nah. And then I'll be like, these school shootings. They're like, no, that's funny. So that's kind of where we're at, too, in society. It's like, we got these classes and whatnot, and you can't support punching up.
But also,
Wait,
everyone
it's
wants to someday be rich.
That's
Everyone
that's
wants
part
to.
of the bit.
Oh, really?
John
Yeah.
Roy had that joke where it's like, people hate the Jews. Why? Because they love money. It's like, who doesn't love money?
That's true.
Who's going to get that money out of here?
That's a great point.
Yeah.
But also, I think when you go with, like, there are some people, and I think a lot of them are, like, smarter crowds. When you go that far, they're like, whoa, he's kidding.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
it's like
yes.
Anthony Jeselnik when you're like,
Right,
well, he's
right.
fucking around.
Yeah, he's
Exactly.
clearly fucking around. It's
Yeah.
like, at some point, anyone who's in the know knows.
Yeah.
But whatever. It's when they show it to other people. When my mom gets sent a clip of somebody saying something terrible, like, oh yeah, you were never supposed to hear this. You don't know the rules.
I hate that. I get a lot of, as your mother. I know who you are.
I know
I know who's calling me. I was
Look at
very upset
caller
by your
ID, like,
post.
oh yeah, that is mom. That was very- I got a call from my agent saying I did a Gabby Petito post. And he's like, all right, come on, man, that's really sad.
From your agent?
Yeah, and I'm
I
like,
know your agent.
I'm like,
He's
dude,
pretty chill.
I know, but he was just feeling the mood. He was just feeling the story. I'm like, dude, you shouldn't have read the story. That's your fault for getting involved with this. I don't care at all, so I'm gonna make fun of it.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
really what it all comes down to is like, you're going to hurt your brand or the business is going to suffer. I don't think he gives a shit.
No, he
about
was just
Gabby
feeling it
Petito.
was really sad.
Well, you guys are friends, though.
Totally friends.
So
We
I'm
go
sure,
out
I'm
together.
sure some of it is like, well, I mean, do you think it was business or do you think he's like, dude, what do you think it was?
half that and half like, come on, man, please don't make me have to
Yeah,
like go through a bunch
exactly.
of shit just to keep sending you out to Phoenix.
Exactly. Do you want this pillow? You're sitting on a fucking
I'm
yeah,
good.
I got a
chair.
pillow too.
No, I got this bill the fan made me. Look at this. Look how fucking cool it is.
Whoa.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
Wait, where is it? Oh yeah.
Hand stitched. Look at that.
It's like a fucking full bag of
Whoa,
Ziploc of mushrooms.
mushrooms.
Wow.
Sam's never done them.
I've never done. I don't like psychedelics. I don't like.
What other ones have you done?
I don't like losing that. I like.
Hold on. But you said you don't like them. I'm just wondering which ones you've done.
I just don't like losing control. I freak out.
But you won't lose control.
You're a boozer.
I know, but this suppresses feelings.
Oh yeah, mushrooms
True.
call them up.
That's what I'm saying.
Mushrooms call
I'm
them
already
up.
in therapy every week. I'm working on shit.
Yeah. I don't like weed, but I like mushrooms.
I hate weed.
Yeah, I'm not into it.
I don't like weed with other people.
Really?
I like weed alone. It's too. You're like smoking, then you stop. And you're like, what did you say? No, nothing. Do you
That's
wanna eat?
interesting
I
to
don't
know
wanna
that
eat.
you
don't
do
wanna
that.
Eat. Yeah,
I know.
You're
I thought you
constant,
were
and you
the
have to
weed
tell
guy.
yourself, no, they're high
But
too.
you go on high.
Yeah, because I'm alone. On stage, you're alone. You're not really talking to these people. You're talking towards
Or
them.
isn't a fucking 800-seater?
Yeah, exactly. I'm alone.
I'm alone.
It's a one-way conversation. You know, I'm an introvert, but I can still hang out in front of that
It
many
blows
people.
me away when guys like you or Big J will smoke a joint and just go on it. But I could never.
Jay's got
know.
a tolerance. Metzger's got the biggest one.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's a
Metzger's
fucking
just like
animal.
just like a shot before he goes on. That's all.
I was
it is, you know?
listening to some of his album the other day, White Precious. That's one of the best comedy
So
albums.
funny.
One of the best.
He's
It's
got
Kurt
so
is
the
fucking
best
incredibly
takes.
funny.
He's got great angles.
And he
sees
just goes
things differently.
so deep with each bit.
Yeah.
He goes so
brilliant guy.
far and then brings it back. It's like
More people should know how great that special is.
Yeah, and I love that him and Dunnigan have teamed up because they're
Yeah.
both brilliant in different ways, and that's so cool that they became pals and are putting out content together.
wild out there stuff, and they just sit there and write for the sake of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're real comedians, and and they
Yes.
wrote some of the best Schumer sketches on that show.
Oh,
Remember that
for
shit?
sure.
I mean,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
They have
Metzger.
Emmys.
So funny that people are like trying to cancel Metzger and while also praising sketches he wrote. I mean, there's nothing funnier than that.
Dude,
to
I
me.
saw.
a good
Yeah,
point.
exactly. He's like, "Oh, that stuff you love." I did that.
Girl, you don't
Right.
need makeup. I wrote that sketch, dude.
I was on.
I wrote that.
I saw a Neil Brennan fight with a customer. He used the N word on stage. Not naggers. You know the one I'm talking about.
The real one.
The real one.
Yeah.
And in context or something, Neil's fine. You know. And then somebody got mad at him. Some chick with her boyfriend was kind of like just there. Waiting,
she
didn't
white?
care. No, she was mostly black. It was never okay to use that. And it was like never ever. And they're like, well, they used it in Chappelle's show. And she goes, that's how Chappelle can do it. You couldn't do it. And he goes, I wrote that sketch.
Damn.
That's me.
Wow.
yeah, it was
So, but he can
perfect.
hand it.
Yeah.
It's kind
I
of like
can
what
hand it
we're
up.
doing with Ukraine. We're not going to fight Russia, but we'll give them weapons.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
exactly. Hand it off to the black running back.
It's like when I heard a bunch of Jewish guys wrote Straight Outta Compton.
No way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a bunch of Jewish guys.
And by the
wrote
way,
that.
who's comes off the worst in that movie? The Jewish guy,
That's true.
Paul
The-
Giamatti,
the
who played
agent.
Paul Giamatti in
He
that
plays
movie.
a Jew?
Oh yeah, that. Well, yeah, exactly. He plays he's an Italian playing like a shitty Jewish stereotype. You know
Yeah.
what's funny about that? Jews are like the one group that you see big Jewish characters in movies, and they're always played by a non-Jew. It feels like
Yeah, what is
Joan
that?
Rivers' new movie. It's not a
Really?
Jew playing it. Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. It's not a
That's
Jew.
not a Jew either.
No.
She's not a
Wow.
Jew. She
She's not a
seems
Jew.
like it.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, if you ever see a J-Date billboard, remember when they had billboards? They had to find someone who looks Jewy, but not too Jewy.
Right.
You know,
You don't
because
wanna
then it'd be
turn
like,
people
oh, no
away.
one's into that.
Right.
So you have to find like the type. But he
Mark
couldn't-
is into that.
I like it.
Oh, yeah.
I was on J-Date.
Oh yeah.
I cleaned up because I wrote willing to convert.
Wow.
So they were like, oh, he's a non-Jew, but I can change him.
Oh wow.
So I tapped right into their Jew curse.
Because you would think it'd be only Jews, but it's also like people who want to fuck Jews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
I love
Jewish girls are
women.
like, I'll fuck Jews and non-Jews. That's what I'm on here.
Best BJs in America, I say.
Really?
Oh,
So completion,
yeah.
swallow.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta rewrite a joke.
Damn.
And to them, I'm like this exotic, you know.
And you look Jewy
adventurous-
enough.
You're not that exotic. You
You're not-
seem
relax,
pretty Jewish.
Relax, exactly. You went best
All
Jew
right.
of
They're
the
not
year.
fucking
Cat
Tay Diggs
Creekies.
over here. Why don't you calm down? What about? I mean,
How Rachel got her group back?
dude, I love.
But I'd be like, "What's up with the Torah?" And they were like, "Whoa, he
What's
doesn't
up
know
with-
anything."
what's up
It's
with
like
the
feeding
Torah?
right into the ego.
God damn it, Mark. What were we talking about before this? This is what happens when we drink. We just forget what the hell we're talking
I know.
about.
I had some good messages. Hey, I know it's Saturday, but can I still meet you? You know,
That's
shit
so
like
funny.
that. Do we need a loophole for you to suck me off? You know. All right.
That's a good one. Having a conversation on boozed up, on alcohol. Does it even matter? Like, how do you talk at bars? When
What
you're
do you mean?
when you're just bombed and you're having these half conversations? You ever like look through somebody
Oh,
as you're
yeah.
like talking to them?
Well, when
Oh,
you're
sure.
not drinking and everyone is, it sucks.
I don't know
You're
how
like, who
lists-
are these idiots?
I don't know how Joe hangs out.
I don't know. If
Yeah.
People do. Well, he doesn't a ton, right?
Yes,
I mean,
he doesn't
anymore.
but he's also he's married. He enjoys his wife. I mean, you know, but I really, the more I get older, the more I appreciate people who can hold their booze.
Oh, for
because
sure.
we all know those people who are like in your face. There was a guy at the cellar the other night. Great guy, but he's in my face, just shit-faced, drunk, slobbering all over
Yep,
me.
yep.
And it's funny when you're like, I'm more like COVID. I could care less at this point. I'm sure this guy's had it 10 times. But you know, he's
your
just
shoulder too
in my
hard.
face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the aggressive, like, and it's like the Seinfeld bit. It's like either I love you or I hate you every time.
Right. So true. And there's no reasoning. You can't be like, dude, you're spitting all over me. And then they're like, whoa, look at the celebrity. And you're like, ah,
Yeah,
jeez.
exactly. Like, ugh.
The celebrity.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm just trying to talk to you.
Non-celebs love getting spit on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's all over the non-celeb world. I started walking away sometimes when I realized like you're barely making memories. I'm not going to lose you as a fan. I'm just
Yeah.
going to leave. I'm just going to be like, bye, and just walk out, and they'll just move to the next person.
I know. I try to be affable, but you start to understand why these like high level Segura types were just like, oh, I don't do meet and greet. I can't do it. I just
Too many
get out of there.
weirdos.
There's too many weirdos.
There need plenty of cool
Think
people.
about for female comics.
Exactly.
Because we get weirdos. They get weirdos like, that dude might follow me home.
Right.
I mean, that's another level.
Yeah, or they got the arm around the waist weird on the lady.
And
You
they don't know
know,
what to do or say
Oh my
hi to
God, those dudes! Like, thank God for like good club staffs who are like, get the fuck out.
I
like,
know, I know.
Yeah, creeps.
Duncan used to
Yeah.
have this thing. He used to wear a fedora all the time, and drunks would always come up like, I saw him once. We were opening for Rogan, and he goes, "Hey man, can I talk to you for a second?" He brought the guy over with Duncan's hat on him. And he goes, "Hey, so this is a thing that people do when they're drunk. It's like they reach for hats, and I get it." He's trying to be Buddhist, you know. He goes, I get it.
He's the
That's what
nicest
drunks
guy.
do, right? But it's kind of annoying for the guy wearing the hat because I put a hat on for a reason. So would it be cool if you just don't touch my hat anymore?
Yeah.
You try not to
By
embarrass
the way,
him.
they're doing that to a white guy. I don't think anyone was doing that to Patrice's fedora. I
exactly.
don't think anyone stole that.
That's true. Yeah, 6'5", giant black guy.
Was he that tall?
Oh yeah, big guy.
He was a football player.
That's
no,
right.
Really?
He's an O lineman, I think.
Yeah, Gulman too, Gaffigan as well. A lot of college ball out there.
DePaulo.
DePaulo, yeah.
DePaulo was shredded.
Hot guy.
Have you seen young photos of Nick DePaulo?
Wow.
Wee.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was like Tony Danza on Taxi ripped
But with edge.
with edge.
Yeah.
I would have loved to drink with DePaulo.
I've seen it. It's not always pretty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It can go. It can be great.
Yeah.
It can be. Yeah. I mean, Nick is. He's got some of the best jokes about doing the road of all time.
the best.
I mean, I
So
think about him
funny.
all the time. I mean, the one about the you ever check into a hotel and the maid's getting pepper sprayed by a state trooper? I mean, you can't find a funnier image. It's insane.
It's so many tags.
The perfect wording there. It's
Yeah.
pepper sprayed.
He always
state
does, instead of like
trooper.
brush my teeth, I'm like cresting my molars. You know, he would always like say stuff in a way more interesting way than the way I would say it.
He's got that great joke. He's like, I can't sleep. I'm a horrible sleeper. I bought this $2,000 mattress. Then I walk around New York. I see a homeless guy sleeping 12 hours of sleep with his head on a Heineken bottle. I'm like,
Heineken, not on the street, on a Heineken bottle.
Yeah.
He did that on Letterman. I
Not, even
remember
a,
that bit.
not even a beer bottle.
I know.
Oh.
Nick is one of those comics that could write an amazing clean hour if he wanted to.
Probably.
know,
He
I
just knows
know.
how to write jokes.
Yeah.
He's
It would be
great.
offensive and clean. He could do. That's what I'd love to see. A completely clean, massively offensive hour.
Oh, interesting.
To be like, it's not blue. But,
Yeah.
But, oof. Yeah.
Super funny off stage. One time he was at Governor's and he handed a camera to the guy in the front row. He's like, I need content. You know, he's an older guy, didn't know how to do it.
Get
He's
out
like,
there.
here you go in the front row. And some guy's like, okay. And then he got the footage back later and he's looking at it. He's like, this is shakier than Michael J. Fox shirtless in Minnesota on a mechanical bull. I'm like,
Wow.
that was in the green room.
Right
you know?
off the
Like,
bat.
yeah.
Damn,
That's
yeah,
so
he's,
funny.
he had so many. Like, I think of his road bits when I'm on the road. I remember he goes, I checked in a hotel. There was a shit in my toilet, and I called the front desk and I said, most hotels leave a mint on your pillow.
Oh, that's great.
In that voice too, it's such an angry voice. Nick is really, has some of the best bits.
Yeah.
He's fucking.
He said, my wife's got this dildo. It's got all these veins on it. It looks like Iggy Pop's forearm. Like, oh, that's great.
Iggy Pop.
I know. He was a heroin addict. It's too good.
Oh my
Damn.
god,
There's
that's
like
so
history
deep.
in that
You gotta
bit.
you'll like laugh and you're like, oh wait.
But I hate to say it. But that's all Dennis Miller. Dennis Miller was the guy who started like
Lots of words.
the 5 example bit, you know?
Maybe I gotta listen to old Dennis Miller. I wonder if he was
Yeah.
good.
He was
Black and
funny.
White's a great album.
He was a funny guy for sure.
Yeah. Here's one.
Got political.
You guys
That'll
barf?
ruin you.
Do I barf? I mean,
Never.
I used to growing up.
Never. Come on.
I mean, you have to learn your limits. I would puke.
Learn how to
constantly.
not be a bad drunk. Like
Yeah.
it's getting.
I would puke a lot.
Puking is good, I think. Your body's saying get it out, and you're getting it out. It's
Yeah.
just poison.
I wasn't Ally McBeal. I was a fucking drinker.
I remember the first. Yeah.
I would get fucking. Yeah, I would mix. I didn't think about that shit.
Yeah.
I would pound a fucking bottle of wine, shitty wine, and then drink a 40 of OE. You know,
Right.
like,
Oh, the
right.
mixing. Remember that? What's the term? Something and rally. Puke and rally.
Puke and rally.
And I did that once in Israel. We're all hanging out with
The
my,
worst
with my
morning
clutch.
show team, by the way. Puke and rally in the morning. Sorry.
Yeah, and I barfed, and I was like, "Oh, I'm done." You know, I feel terrible. You don't know what it's. And then you barf, and suddenly you're like, "Oh, I'm fine."
I wish
your
I
body's
had that.
furious.
Wash that
Yeah.
mouth.
Your body's
out and
like,
go
we
back to
sent
it.
you a very direct message.
You got
true.
knocked out. Go to sleep.
Right.
But you always, who do you respect? The guy who gets knocked down and comes right back up. I had a friend when I was in high school. I remember, like, I was like, I'm gonna puke. He just took his 2 fingers and stuck them down my throat. I vomited everywhere.
What?
And he was like, I got you. Like, he was just like, you about to puke.
He stuck him down your throat?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because
Who
he
is
was
this
like,
guy?
he could see how sick I was, and he was like, and I felt better after.
He didn't say, put your fingers down your throat?
No, he didn't give me a heads up.
Was this Aziz? Holy shit. That's insane. I mean, I can't tell if he's the best friend or the worst friend.
Wow. I yawned once at the store, and Rocco, you know Rocco? Mm-mm. You don't know Rocco Stowe? He dated Margaret Cho for a while. He was at New York.
I think you're
comic.
thinking, who's the other? There's another Rocky Laporte is who I'm thinking.
No,
Rocky
Rocco.
Laporte,
He's like
yeah.
an Italian. Anyway, I'm like,
It's a great name.
And he just puts his fingers down my throat, and I'm like, don't ever do that again. I
Yeah.
was so angry.
Of
But that
course.
guy's your
We're
friend.
adults. I mean, we were kids. You're idiots. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
he was trying to help. I mean, yeah, you got to learn your limits. You're gonna
Yeah.
get fucked up. I remember just getting ripped all the time.
Yeah. I don't know. Vomiting, people vomit and they're like, all right, I'm back. I vomit. It's like a traumatic experience. I have to like sit down. And,
It's bad now.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the chest pain, the watering, the eye watering.
Oh yeah, I did. I think the last
Bad
time I
breath.
vomited was after a Comedy Cellar party, and we were all playing beer pong. You remember this? You were there. You were there. I have pictures of us that night for sure.
Really?
I think you were
Oh,
there.
I wanna see those.
I'll find them.
I wanna
yeah.
see those.
Oh, dude, it was. We definitely have pictures together, and then I think Mackie and I were playing beer pong. Michelle and I were playing beer pong.
Oh,
I remember
yeah,
Michelle.
I do remember this now.
Michelle Wolf getting in Mo Ammer's face. She goes, "You lean over the table, you piece of shit."
Whoa.
It was
Not his beer pong ability.
We were fighting. We were hammered, and I remember just vomiting my brains out. I was like. It was one of the things where you look at yourself in the mirror. I was like shirtless in my underwear vomiting. I was like, look at you fucking. You're a disgrace.
We've all been there. I've been there.
Look at yourself going like, what's wrong with
There's
you?
the mirror. And I was just like, ugh.
Oh, that's the worst.
Because you're sober enough to know what a mess you are.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
right.
It's terrible.
You can see it.
Yeah.
And it's like, ugh. I was at the stand, the old stand, early, and it was when Pete Davidson, still young Pete, pre-SNL Pete, and Ricky Velez. And I guess since I came here already with like some heat, I mean, there was a Kara Rath Welker lady, like an assistant, who was like, hey, Kara told me to keep buying you guys drinks. So we started doing shots, which is always a problem.
Yep.
And I'm on the front just barfing. And then I heard later Pete and Ricky were like, dude, that guy's like an elder.
Oh, no. No way.
Oh my god.
Ouch.
Damn.
Damn, they help you down the stairs. You
Yeah.
can't
This is
help it 'cause
before
you're
Pete
drunk
was
or
banging
old.
women your age.
Exactly.
But no, that's hilarious that he fucking. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, he is so young. I mean, what is he, 25?
Well, when
Now?
Yeah.
I met Pete, he was probably like we well
17,
knew he was
18.
17, 18.
Yeah, I met him on
It's
Staten
wild.
Island.
You met him
Yeah.
on Staten Island?
Looney Bin Comedy Club. Must have been like 08. And he was like a toddler. It was crazy. Sweet kid.
I met him at the
Sweet
stand. His
kid,
mom
yeah.
would come in, and we'd like have to sneak around back to get him high.
Wow.
That's so funny they called you an elder. What a fucked up. That's like you don't want to hear that.
No.
And as I'm like literally on the curve, just barfing in between my legs, unable to
Damn.
stop or move or go home.
That was the old stand.
Yeah.
I remember
Stand.
Joe DeRosa at a birthday party there one year. I mean, Joe would puke every birthday. Joe's a terrible,
He is.
terrible
And he'll be
drunk.
like, let's have shots. I'm like, no, I can't. And then like tomorrow, he's like, oh, I puked a bunch. I'm like, yeah, why were you trying to get me to do shots when you couldn't handle yours?
Forget birthday. Joe will puke on Boxing Day. He's always hammered. That guy will drink any night.
Mark, I remember we were at, there was like a remembrance for David at the stand, and we were there, and DeRosa's like, shots,
Oh,
shots. Look,
that's
it's
right.
a funeral. Can we
Always
just
shots.
pay our respects?
That's right.
I remember
yeah.
Joe was vomiting, just sitting on like a bucket outside puking. I'm like, this is not a good look.
I
Joe.
know. The guy's really hung in there for what he does to his body. He's
Oh,
like,
he really is. He's not as
out-
fat as he should
Yeah,
be.
he looks fine.
Yeah.
for
It's
him.
amazing. Joey
Jared
Rose is
Fogle
checking
had
out.
to walk
That's
for miles. Joe's
Yeah.
drinking wild turkey and eating roast beef every day.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's, I'm too drunk. I'm going to KFC and going home. Like,
KFC.
And he eats like shit. He
He
eats
eats like
the double
shit.
down, McDonald's,
he's
Burger
never
King.
had anything green except mold.
Or maybe a green comedian or two. But yeah,
Loves an open mic.
he's got a solid list. We'll talk about that later.
We're Eskimo brothers. I wonder, probably not you.
Yeah,
Me
maybe.
too.
We have to be.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
me and you.
Yeah.
Oh, really? You think?
We'll talk about it afterwards. I
You can't
just
name
knowing
names.
us, we can't name names.
Well, the girl
But
you're
just-
dating now, definitely. No, I'm just kidding.
Can we do another one of those? I kind of like
Yeah,
that.
do you want another one? That's what I was going to ask.
Mark, do you want to switch it
I
up?
might switch it up, but I will finish this.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
I
I'll
have
make another
to.
one.
Or should we just do a whistle pig on the rocks?
Tell you what, I'm gonna make it this time with Peter, with my favorite scotch.
Let's rock. Oh,
All
is
right.
that disrespectful to do it? Because I've had that scotch with you before. It's I know you love
It's
that
very
one.
good. No, with Peter, it offsets the flavor of the amaretto.
Let's dance.
It's a lot of
Nice.
amaretto.
Let's dance.
Amaretto is like it's a weird mixer.
Yeah, it's
It is, but it's
candy.
also alcohol.
It is.
It is.
Do you guys remember the summer of Spritz?
Oh, dude, I almost brought it
Totally.
up earlier when you talked about drinking. I mean,
Michelle Wolf is one of the most underrated boozers and
Yes.
fucking degenerates. She gets this like feminist icon thing on her. She is a
doesn't want
fucking
it.
dirtbag, and everyone forgets that. She's great.
She's a PA, Midwest
Yes!
redhead, and she'll drink Bud Heavy to start the night.
To start,
Yeah,
she
and
went
then
on her
she's-
last special to fucking Marilyn Manson. I'm like, what's that? My brothers and I, we love that shit. I'm like,
What?
oh yeah, that's right. You're wearing high heel
Wow.
sneakers.
yeah, Marilyn
You're
Manson
trash.
is
She's
terrible.
the best.
Terrible. I never liked it.
I remember being a kid being like, "This is dog." And back when you would watch like the MTV Awards, you'd be
Yep.
like, "Who likes this trash?"
I'm with you. Limp Bizkit, all that shit. I never got into.
Early
I just
rap
thought it was
rock.
like fucking all performative horse shit with no
Agreed.
real point of. I always thought Marilyn Manson sucked, and now apparently he's a terrible human too.
Apparently, yeah.
But Michelle turned on the Aperol Spritz train, and it was the summer, and we were all kind of like, "Fuck it, why not?" I mean,
Summer.
Why not? Why
Summer
not let
drink.
someone take the lead?
I mean, we
Yes.
drink whiskey all the time. It's fun to like. My favorite things to get drunk on are whiskey and wine, because wine is like a silly.
Wait, together, back and forth.
No.
One or the other.
No, one or the other.
Okay.
I'm not going back and forth. I like whiskey because it's kind of like I like to feel the buzz a little bit. Wine is like a silly drunk. Like,
Right.
You might slip or something. It's like a silly drink.
That's nice.
It's like you feel like I don't know, like you're on an episode of Frasier. I love it.
Yeah, it's loopy. It's light. It's fun. I'm with you.
Wine, wine you get like happy. It's almost like a champagne drunk.
But the hangover is a problem.
It's a problem.
It's a problem for sure. But if you drink the natural, it's not as bad.
That's true.
I like the natural wine, no sulfites.
You introduced me to that.
I like whiskey.
Oh yeah, natural wines. I've done those once or twice.
It's really good. But
Very
like the
good.
Aperol Spritz, hey man, sometimes you got to mix it up.
Sure. And they go down easy. That spritz is refreshing.
Yeah.
Wolf would be a tough wife because, look, we all like Wolf, but she calls you out like the beer pong guy. Like, imagine just her coming in hammered,
That's
like,
over the line.
yeah, your socks are always on the floor. You're like, Jesus, who the hell is this lady?
Another cheers, shall we?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Hey,
Yeah. Wolf is. I just came back. I did Edinburgh, and then
That's fucking incredible.
It's good. It's better with the
peatiness,
peaty.
Yeah.
should have gone Petey.
Go Petey. Go
Davidson.
Petey next round.
Yeah. And then I went to Croatia afterwards. I just had to fucking calm down. My doctor was like, I know this island. It's great.
What?
Nothing's
Croatia?
there. Yeah.
I hear it's
Island of Croatia.
beautiful.
Yeah.
You're
I
like
was
a
like,
spy.
okay. Yeah. I was running shit so long, so often. I was like, I need to relax now. And I remember he told me about some island. So I was like, hey, I just emailed him like, what was that island? He told me about it. Went right there. On the beach, and then like the Adriatic Sea, and just drinking Aperol spritzes, and then came back and right into the end of summer of spritz.
Well, the comedy
Wow.
cellar would serve them to you in a pint glass.
in a
Yeah,
pint glass.
that's
It was
right.
crazy.
That's right.
And they're like, "Hey, we don't have an orange peel. Is that okay?" I'm like, "I mean, if you disrespect me like that, I guess it's okay."
Always doing the orange peel in his apartment.
Yeah, good
You
point.
tell me a bar can't do that shit?
Well,
Yeah.
he goes the extra mile, like, because you do the coffee, you do that whole beaker thing with the funnel, like he
You
does
do
it
that
up.
Pour over sometimes. You do it.
No, I do, but I do a grind and brew. I turn market on that.
Grind your own.
Yeah,
Fresh.
yeah.
I do
They're
grind
fresh.
for sure.
I like to wake up to the smell.
Oh, the smell is huge.
Hey, man, we're adults. We know what we like. Why are we cheating ourselves? I'll tell you another thing I've done lately.
Yeah.
This is going to sound fucking ridiculous. I take a little eucalyptus spray. I put it in the shower before I go in there. It feels like a fucking spa.
It really does. It tingles.
It's like a schwitz.
It opens up your body.
Yes.
Wait. Where do you put it? On the wall?
I just spray it in the shower and then I close the door.
What do you mean in the shower? To
Like a-
where?
In the air.
In the air.
In
It's a
the air.
spritz. It's like a.
Interesting.
It's.
It works.
They're like you get like
Interesting.
2 big sprays on Amazon for like $30.
Oh,
and
no.
It's a game changer.
My dad
dude.
has a sauna in his basement. He has all that shit.
Ooh.
Sauna.
He was like,
nice.
he was like, I'm 75. I'm building myself something special. I
That's-
survived the fucking Holocaust. I can have a sauna.
Well, you think he would hate a sauna? I mean, come on. What else is he gonna build?
I think
a
you
train?
make a meat locker at that point.
Yeah, exactly. Go the other way. Jesus Christ.
Dad, he's actually part Jewish. He doesn't mean any disrespect. I really apologize.
Mark has really latched on to us to get away with this shit. That's
Well, I mean, if a black guy was like, "Yeah, my dad was he was a slave and he has a cotton field now," you know, like, it's just a weird choice.
Bobby Lee's like, "You taking the railroad?" I'm like,
it. You know, it's really nice. A Schwitz, man.
Schwitz is the best.
It's hard to beat.
It really is. Yeah, it opens you up. You sweat it out. You get the toxins out. It's
I
good
saw
stuff.
a stand. I don't know what your apartment is. I know yours.
I want to say on here.
Yeah, but I don't know what. Cut it.
I don't know what
fucking said
I
that.
want to.
I have told you, but I don't want to say.
Yeah,
I shouldn't.
it's fine.
Why'd I say it on air? Like
It's
a
cut.
fucking
It's already
idiot?
cut. It's okay. There's a stand-up, like collapsible sauna you can get. You get enough for a chair you can put in there, or stand up straight. $300. It's like one of those zip like tents. And yeah,
It works.
yeah, $300. I'm gonna get one.
$300.
Yeah,
Whoa.
I'll get one and
I
put
mean,
it in here
that's
and collapse it away from when we have podcasts.
What?
To get a
That's-
real schwitz on your own when everything else is closed.
That's great. You get hung over. You open it up.
Oh,
you're good
it's
to
the
go.
best at a hangover. A schwitz.
Huge.
Go.
I heard Miguel Cabrera, the baseball player. I mean, he was making like a $300 million contract, but it was in his contract. Every hotel room I has got to have a steam room in my room.
In the room.
In the room?
But when you're doing a $300 million contract, there's rooms with that.
Yeah, good
That's
point.
like we don't even know those are.
That might be an urban legend, but that's
We
you
went
know.
to do Rogan's, me, him, and Shane, and he was like, "We'll put you up. What hotel do you want?" And I had to just called each one of the 3 hotels he gave us options for, just to be like, "Hey, do you guys have a sauna or steam room or jacuzzi?"
Yeah.
And one did, not the one we stayed at before, and I was like, "Joe, we want that one."
Yeah.
And he was like,
Wow.
"Okay, that's fine."
Put us up, and he gave us like a nice stipend.
He gave. Oh God, that guy's nice.
He's a nice
Damn,
guy.
he is
yeah.
a generous man.
Very generous.
He had us doing a show Monday and Tuesday. Gave us $1,000 for the Monday show, $1,000 for the Tuesday show. Put us up in a hotel for 2 nights.
4 seasons.
4 seasons.
I don't know if I'm supposed to
Yeah,
say,
you
but
probably
I mean,
shouldn't say that if you're
Got
going
it?
back.
Oh, is that no good? All right.
I mean, I don't know. Do you use an alias?
And
all
then,
right. The 3 seasons.
and then
You keep it.
leave it in. Yeah, I just steak
And
all
he flew
day.
you out.
Yeah, flew me. They already had their idiots had their flights already.
I
I'm
bought
like,
my
I'm
flight
about
like
to
a
get my flight,
chooch.
but I can get it. Like, no, we got it. And then just first class to Cleveland.
That's huge.
I wouldn't have flown first class.
And I'll tell you, those trips can wear on you because you're like, I'm doing Des Moines. Now I got to do a detour
2
in
days
Texas.
early, and then I'm gone for a long time. It makes it. It was a vacation.
It was a vacation.
It really was.
Full show. Here's $1,000 for each. You go out at night. He took us to dinner. We had that fucking
They're
Italian
driving
place.
us around the streets of Austin in like golf carts. They own the town. He owns the town.
Yeah, it's
it's
pretty
the best.
wild.
Tony Hitchens was like, "Don't walk like an idiot. Have a fucking golf cart take you around the streets."
Yeah.
and you're just like waving at everybody.
A golf cart.
It's crazy.
God damn.
Golf cart is high end, weirdly enough. It's a tiny car, but anytime you're in a golf cart, you're either on a golf course or you're driving around Phoenix with a MILF, you know?
Yeah.
I remember I did that once drunk in Phoenix, weirdly. I was in a golf cart, shit-faced, just going around the town.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
They love it. They love golf carts in Phoenix.
You got to
Bunch
go
of
on
rich
Rogan's.
dudes.
He'd love you.
I've
You
never
did
been.
Diaz's, right?
I did Diaz, yeah.
Diaz and you would be
did?
great because
Yeah.
old New York Nick, he was like,
Oh, we talk Knicks like crazy. Yeah, Joey's great.
I got to listen to that. I didn't know you did Joey's.
Yeah. It was a great time, man. You set that up. That was a ton of fun.
Jersey?
especially with like,
He's
a
Jersey,
sports
but
fan.
he's like an old Knicks guy, so he's like
He would like in high school take acid and go watch like Led Zeppelin at Madison Square Garden.
Oh,
you know, like that's like his
love the '80s Knicks. We love Bernard King and shit. Yeah, he's
Wow.
like Joey's a man.
Yeah.
Fun fact about Joey. Maybe I shouldn't say this. But
Get ready to cut it.
all right, get ready to cut. But he was super nice to me. We did Jim and Sam or Opie and Jim.
Cut it.
Yeah.
This episode's gonna be like,
But we did Opie and Jim, and he was super cool. I think he was obviously like fucked up on something, but we had a great talk, and we took a photo after. And I was like, oh, I've always, I've heard a lot about you. It's very exciting for me. I was, this is years ago, so I was a newer comic, and he was super nice. Cut to, I don't know, 2 years ago, I was zinging Rogan on a podcast just for fun, like anything I'd say in front of Rogan.
Yeah.
But I was making fun of him, and then somebody cut that and made like a internet thing. This guy trashes Rogan, new comic,
Yeah.
whatever. And, one of those clickbait
Assholes.
bullshit. So somebody sent that to Joey, like, can you believe this guy's trashing Rogan? And he watched it. He's like, fuck this guy. Who is this piece of shit? I wish I knew him. He's not funny, da-da-da. And then I saw Joey Lay. He's like, what's up, man? He didn't know it was me. He couldn't put it together. Because I guess
Here's what we need to do. We need to
He's
cut up. We need to
squinty-eyed.
just cut Mark saying, I trash Rogan. We'll cut that.
Yeah,
We'll send it on the
exactly.
internet.
Exactly.
Yeah. Joey Diaz
Exactly.
says, who is this guy?
Right,
And then
exactly.
some from way before, like, I love when kids killed.
School shootings are my favorite. It's that easy.
Yeah,
It's
make
that
the
easy.
worst possible cut up from this.
No,
Yeah.
Joey's cool, man.
He's the best.
Yeah.
And we're, another guy, we're like total pothead. I'm not, but like I remember everyone who told me when you do that, they're like, just don't take the weed.
Oh, God.
I have one of my good buddies, Dory, is always like, he's a big Joey Diaz guy, and he was like, don't take the weed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
all you
don't
need
be
to know.
pressured. Have a good time. It's not you. You know yourself by now. I was with him and Alex Jones at a UFC.
Wow, that's a Mad Lib
Early
right there.
Alex Jones, before like he was just a weirdo, but not like a
Yeah.
alt-right or anything like that.
Sure.
Just like he had crazy theories.
His school shooting jokes, terrible.
He had wrote a book, If I Did It. And he has these cookies, and he's like, Alex, eat this cookie. And Alex Jones is like, what's in the cookie? And he goes, eat the fucking cookie.
Oh, jeez.
And he was like, you know what it is.
Wow.
You get fucked up,
He
idiot.
ate it?
Yeah, he ate it.
Wouldn't that be great if that's what sent him on that downward spiral? That's
Joey
the-
Diaz
Changed
cookie.
him. Yeah, that's what did it. Damn, but see, does he make you? Like, he didn't. You were on Zoom, right?
No, I was in person.
Did
it was
he
in
didn't
L.A.
push
No, he
anything
could have
on
been
you?
nicer. No, he was like, "Do you want something?" I was like, "I don't."
No, if you're not a pothead, he won't pressure
I
you.
I,
He
I
pressures
will
me
I will
'cause
derail your podcast because
Yeah.
it won't be fun.
Exactly.
He did last time I did his podcast in LA. He doesn't live there anymore. I took it. He's like, take the edible. I saw it, 25 milligrams. I'm like, that's heavy for me, but I can handle it. But you ever see something you don't notice till later? It was like, I noticed it, but it was off. Like, and you notice it later. Like Big J was saying when we put acid in his drink, he goes, I noticed a little thing in my drink, but I thought it was like an ash or something until afterwards. I'm like, that was a
no.
tap. So anyway, I noticed something was I didn't know until afterwards, and he was like, I was like, oh, and I looked at the sticker for 25 and I pulled it off, and it said 250 under that.
What?
And I'm like, damn it.
250?
You gave me 10 times what I signed up
And
for
you didn't
as a
want
reach.
you didn't want 25.
Exactly. I'm like, I'll do it for you.
What do you do on 250? I mean,
Just fall asleep on the air.
oh my God.
Damn.
It was great. It was great. That guy's the best.
Fuck. Joey Cosby right there.
Yeah, right.
Well, he didn't rate me.
Does that take a long time to? I mean, that's got to be a week.
Oh yeah, it's like you wake up the next day, I'm still high.
Oh, what a nightmare.
Still drove home.
Damn.
Wait, before
Well
we go
done.
further, you guys got dates? This will be out in. I can either put it out this Monday or the next Monday. What do you got?
Well,
what do
you
you
do
got?
the
I'm
dates
all
in the
over,
middle,
man.
huh?
I don't know. Why not? I just thought of it. Why wait till the end when no one's listening anymore?
Huntsville, Alabama.
Damn, you're doing that? What's your Stardome?
No, stand up live.
Stand up lot. The Huntsville.
Yeah.
The Jewish population is going to go up tenfold when you're there.
When is Huntsville?
That's the 3rd through the 5th of February.
Okay.
And then I got I'm all over.
Give
I
me
got,
your whole February. Say all the
February
places.
is Hartford, Connecticut, Sacramento Punchline, La Jolla Comedy Store, and then the big one is the New York City, the Beacon
The
on
Beacon.
May 7th.
Oh,
so
hold on.
please go.
That's gonna sell out.
It's almost
That's
sold out.
crazy.
It's doing well.
Dude,
Yeah.
can we just stop for a second?
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank
That's
you,
a
man.
milestone.
That is nuts.
Yeah, no, it's like
That's nuts.
You know, the only time I've been there is at the Greg Giraldo benefit.
Whoa.
And that lineup was like Tom Papa hosted. Tom Papa fucking killed.
Beast.
He
Beast.
knows how to do
Tom
everything.
Papa is a host.
He knows how to do
Unreal.
everything.
That
Unreal.
guy, and then it was like DePaulo, Lewis Black murdered.
Wow.
Jim,
Lewis Black.
who else? Fucking Alexandro killed.
Whoa.
Alexandro
Attell.
had the best late night of all time.
Really?
That I've seen.
He's a
one
great-
theme
great
the whole
joke
way
writer.
through.
Conan?
I think so.
Yeah,
He's wearing like
I
a
remember
whitish
that
suit or
I
gray suit.
love Ted. And yeah, Jesse Joyce did a set, did great.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Seinfeld
Dude,
killed.
so you're doing the Beacon and you're
I
going to sell
do.
it out.
It's crazy.
That's nuts, guys. I mean, I'll just say it. I always tell people like even if you don't know a comic, I'm like, if you're looking for something fun to do on a Saturday, and they go, "What if I go see so and so?" I'm like, you will have a good time. You know,
It's gonna be fun. Oh, and
There's
I
zero
just
chance
and
you'll
I
have a
just
great time at
finalized.
this.
I just finalized. I'm gonna shoot another special in June in Chicago at the Den. So that's
That's an exclusive.
that's gonna be the 9th.
of June.
I think the 9th through the 11th of June. It'll be on my website soon.
Is that
hopefully.
Juneteenth?
That's
That's the name of the special. It's Juneteenth. So check those out. Sorry, that was long,
dude.
right
It's crazy to do the Beacon. I'm sorry, we'll get to that
The
in a second.
Beacon's
But like
insane.
that's fucking.
And
nuts.
as a New York City boy,
I went
Yeah.
to see Billy Wayne open for that. Who's that that country musician who raps, who sings about like DMT and mushrooms and stuff?
I know who you're talking about. He's huge.
I don't know
Sturgill.
Sturgill Simpson.
Oh, he's good.
Yeah,
I
had
like
to
his
leave
work.
before Sturgill went on, but I was just there seeing Billy Wayne on stage.
Billy Wayne is funny.
Yeah, and it's like,
Yeah.
this is wild. Oh, and I saw Jordan Peterson there. Me and Tim Dillon went to see
Oh,
Jordan
wow.
Peterson
How was
there.
that?
What was that like?
Yeah, it was before Tim was Tim.
He was straight.
And we went afterwards because Ed Brook represents him.
Yeah.
So we went down there and we met him afterwards. And you see like Tim's like, oh, nice to meet you, man. He talked like Jordan. Oh, nice to meet you, dude. You know?
Right.
And Jordan goes, "What is meeting? What is meeting really? I mean,
Yeah.
It was so fun. It was so, and we kept waiting for like, oh, who are the angry people going to scream out? Like, you do, you've always seen those clips. And then it hit us like, oh, this is a $35 ticket. They do that at college gigs, but they get it free.
Right.
They scream like.
That's one thing I'll say about New York. New York City is, it's very blue, it's very progressive, it's very diverse. But if I have Citizen app, do you guys have that?
No.
I don't feel like it would never end.
It would
Don't
never
do
end.
it.
It sounds
Oh,
terrible.
oh.
It's like a guy with a head is on 14th Street. A guy with a machete is on 3rd. It's wild to watch.
Do you carry weapons, either of you?
No.
I
But
carry a bazooka.
my point, the comments are like, these animals need to get back to work, or you got to go to school, and you're like, whoa, and you're like, this guy lives in the village.
Right,
It's insane.
right,
Like, they're all
right, he's
out
around
there.
us.
Yeah.
It's under the radar. Like they
Exactly.
can't say it out
Dude,
loud.
I'll tell you, man. You heard Mayor Adams say, it's like after the woman got pushed on the subway tracks and killed at Times Square. He goes, it's 1 point whatever % of crime takes place in the subway. It's our perception. I'm
Right.
like, dude, I ride the subway every day. Something's off.
Right.
You're
You
fucking.
think it is? You think
yeah,
it is?
dude. I've lived in my
Yeah.
whole life. Are you
See, this is
kidding
what
me?
Rogan says is like he's been saying there's a crime wave in New York. And I'm like, you're wrong.
Oh, no, there is.
You're wrong. But
It's a great time to get your girlfriend to try to move here. I'm like, look at this lovely city. 3 different dudes with their dicks come out on the train. I'm
Yeah.
like,
but
look
that's
that
not
way
it.
for a second.
I
What
mean,
is
if you're
that?
telling me you've seen it, then I believe you.
Oh, dude, it's not just crime. It's like there's a mental
Degeneracy.
health crisis right now.
They're
and
all been let out.
a lot of people need help, and they're just not getting it. Like you just see
Yeah.
people. You see a lot of dudes with just their pants off, and they're on the train, and you're like,
Why do homeless guys pee with their pants around their knees? Just like when we pee when we're drunk, you just pull your dick out of your zipper
Yeah.
and pee. These guys go, let me show ass to pee.
Well, they're crazy.
Well, I don't
great-
think
that's a
that's
great
the first problem right there. I think we got to get them shelter before worrying about their urination technique.
Yeah.
But there is something about you see on the train, you're like, something's off right now. There's a lot of people with mental health problems. So yeah, you ride it now, and you're like, I used to write a lot on the train. I would go there and I would zone out and just do a lot of my writing
right there.
because
You
you
see things that bring you back to make you spark some idea.
it's
Yeah.
stimulation, and then
Yeah.
you
Love the train.
and then you now you kind of have to keep your guard up. You didn't do dates, Mark.
Oh, sorry.
Get back to
Sorry.
it. Mark, what do you got?
Let's
February,
see.
We'll be in, let me start you off. We'll be in Salt Lake City at Wise Guys.
That's right.
Doing a comedy ski trip. We're looking for a hookup for ski rentals in Salt Lake City.
Oh,
we got
please.
like 5, maybe 6 people that need stuff. But
Wise guys.
yeah, we're adding a 3rd show.
Oh, edit it. Sorry. Okay.
Me, Mark, Renazizi, and Ryan O'Neal, and maybe some others.
Some fun others.
Bleep what he said.
We're trying
Don't
to get a
cut it
fat,
out. Bleep it.
fat shirtless
What do
guy
you
to come.
think about? I think Wise Guys in Utah is like top 5 clubs in the country.
It's up there. It gets no love.
It gets no love. Here's why. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Underrated. They talk about Comedy Works. I'll be at the end of February.
Great club.
They talk about
Amazing
Cap
club.
City. It's no
Great.
longer here.
Well, it's gone.
Did my special there. Built a fucking stage for them, and now it's done. Anyway,
They're coming back. Kind
Somewhere
of.
else.
Kind of.
the one in Minnesota, everybody loves.
Acme.
Acme never done it.
Great. You've never done it?
Great
I
club.
have allegiance to the other guy,
Who?
Brunson.
Oh,
Did you just
that
kill a
sucks.
cat? What the fuck was that
Sorry, I
noise?
sneezed. I want to do it quietly.
What was that?
That was terrible.
He was doing dates.
That sounded like you broke a cat's neck.
Yeah, I thought it was like anyway.
Yeah, no, that's Acme.
here's
Is,
why-
Acme is epic.
No,
Great.
Brunson talked me out of jail. I was going to jail, and Brunson was like, got on the phone and got me out of jail.
All right.
There's zero chance.
You're
of having
all
anything
right,
like
all right.
that.
You're a good dude.
You shouldn't have pushed that lady on the tracks. But good he got you out.
Here's why Salt Lake's so cool. It's the people who are in the audience who have left the most restrictive religion in the world, and now they're wildly tatted up.
Well
and they're like, let me
said.
hear some shit.
Well
it's not
said.
the club itself. The club is fine. It's not like, oh, low ceilings. Whatever.
That's true.
It's just
You're
a regular
right.
club. Regular. It's not built bad. It's built regular.
It's a good club.
Yeah, but it's just like, and I did the old one and I've done this one. It's the same thing. This vibe of the people who are going out. Who
They are
so
great.
Anti-Mormon.
They're all tatted up,
Yeah.
neck tats, dyed hair, weird roids.
Yeah.
And the owner is a comic, but he's not jaded. He's not bitter. He's
He's a
not
great
mad
guy.
at you.
Uh-huh.
He's a
Keith
great
is
guy.
awesome.
Keith is great.
And also, it's not. You're right about the people. They also are aware of their reputation. Like no one's. You rarely hear people like, it's a cool city, Salt Lake.
Right.
But it is.
But it is. And
But
you have
it
the
is.
nature right there. You're seeing the mountains everywhere. Dude, I was there March 11th, 12th, doing a show. I went skiing. And then I was like, let me do a show while I'm here. Right after all that Kobe stuff. Sold out in like 40 minutes. And I was like, wait, this website's off. Yeah. And then Keith's like, hey, man, we're getting a lot
Today
of death
is
threats.
the 2-year anniversary
That's
of Kobe's
right.
death.
Oh,
gotta
you
do
should have worn the
something.
jersey.
I killed him.
I remember going there with Anthony DeVito last time, and we got off the plane, and it's fun to do the road with someone who's not on the road every weekend because
Yes.
we get jaded.
DeVito.
But Anthony is such a great guy to be on the road with, and Anthony just looks out, and we're at the airport still, and he goes, "This is incredible."
At the airport?
Yeah, well,
Oh,
the
really?
view. You still see the mountains.
Oh, the mountains. Yeah, totally.
It's still a gorgeous. I love that you're mixing these drinks like we're at Applebee's. You're measuring them perfectly.
yeah, right.
Disposable cup.
Gonna be back at TGI Fridays.
Something about you by disposable shot glasses. Shot glasses when you're not cool enough.
I have to tell you,
a shot glass.
This shit's amazing.
dude.
I
Mark, are you
some?
on a? Are you doing it straight? Or are you doing a cocktail?
I'm
with
doing
us?
straight.
I mean, it's my favorite. It's my favorite drink. I have
great.
I have an 18 that I'm waiting for my next special. I bought it over 3 years ago. Shit went wrong. But this
When's
is
your
my
next
favorite.
special coming out?
I'm trying to get a date in May.
All
That's
right.
exciting.
For my
It's
last
going to be
special.
the Jew one.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, man. I remember watching it and being
Thanks.
like, man, it's really it's a unique angle. I hope you tape it soon.
But-
Man, you've been through the ringer with this one.
And I've seen you do these Jew jokes in front of goys, and they still like it.
Yeah, that's what I try. I might try to make sure to do it where everyone can access it. Access it. Like Perth, Australia, where they've never heard of Jews.
Sure.
Iceland, we're like, what? But I'm like, this has got to work here if I want it to work.
Right.
But I like watching comics do Christian material if it's a good bit.
Yeah,
I'm not.
bit.
If people are doing good Bible bits,
Well, that's what
fucking
I was
hit
like.
me.
I'd like to say it. Like, I need this. I need every one of these jokes to be able to follow Mark Norman at a club.
Uh-huh.
Where they like don't notice that I'm doing. any
Don't
sort of
follow me
feed.
because I got my own Jew jokes. I might water it down. But I still haven't given dates.
Oh yeah.
All right,
Okay, but he's gonna be March 6th. He's gonna be in Salt Lake City. Where
There
else
you
you
go.
got?
Omaha,
February. Give me
Funny
February.
Bone, Kansas City Improv, also La Jolla, Raleigh,
You guys are both doing La Jolla.
Cleveland,
well, I love San Diego.
It's great. La Jolla's the best.
Columbus, Cincinnati,
Oof, I'm at Columbus too coming up, but Cincinnati there's something depressing
Liberty.
about that city.
Liberty's
yeah, well, that's
tough.
not Cincinnati. You're 40 minutes
Exactly.
from civilization.
Are you guys
Exactly.
staying
The
at
people that run the club are incredible.
They're great.
They're great people.
You know who
Yeah.
the best club owner is?
Yeah.
The Adam who runs
Egot?
Spokane. No. Spokane. He's fine. Fuck. Actually, no.
Norwest.
Fuck him. Yeah, he runs Spokane, Tacoma, Bricktown.
All great
Now
clubs.
Skyline.
Good
Yeah.
clubs.
He's a comic. How do I say this? He didn't do this, but someone else did.
and his folks are very good people too.
You know about his parents?
Renee and
Oh,
Kevin are
yeah,
very good people
they're
as well.
great.
I
Love
got
Renee.
mushrooms in some town, and not one of his clubs, some other person, and I was like, hey, do you do anything while you're here? I'm like, yeah, I need mushrooms. Me and my O'Neill and Edgar are going camping, so we need mushrooms. Like if I'm overstepping, let me know. And he was like, no, send a dealer there, not him, someone else. And then I got him, and I was like, how much I owe you? He goes, the club covered it, and I'm like, I will never not come back here.
Wow.
Well, those are great rooms, and Oklahoma City. What a great.
They're starved
The
for comedy.
the crowds are just as good as it gets.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really what I love about this job is that we're just hitting different cities every week, and I'm like Oklahoma City. I don't know what to expect. I have no
They
expectations.
never had an A room. Norman told me it was good. I was like, okay, I
It
guess
was
It's
good.
great.
It was good.
Me and
It's
Adrian
great.
both loved it.
Yeah.
I had a great time there. I love the people, and the staff was awesome.
I can't believe you're doing the Beacon. That's fucking
That's
nuts,
insane.
dude.
Dude, I'm like,
That's nuts.
But
And
it's-
it's gonna sell out.
It's not that nuts. He's already about to sell out.
I know, but-
he's been doing comedy. He's a popular guy. We
But like
put this
you
shit on a
think-
pedestal sometimes.
I know, but you
think
think of New York like if I get big, I'll do a 1,200 seater.
I'll do the Gramercy.
That's 3,000.
This
Exactly.
shit happens quickly. You know, you're kind of fighting for so many years, and all of a sudden, like I asked my agent, I was like, "Can we do Town Hall?" And he goes, "Now we're doing the Beacon."
Wow.
Your agent pushed you to that.
Yeah,
That's
Instead
good.
Of, wow.
I wasn't trying to be super. I mean,
Wow.
he said, because what? I think you could sell out 2 shows at Town Hall, and I think it'd be cool if you
It's a
did
good
the Beacon.
statement.
And,
Sold out the
and I was
Beacon.
like, all credit to him for pushing me to do that.
Well, he
but
knows. He
credit
wouldn't
to him.
say it if he didn't mean it.
all credit to the Lord.
I mean, Seinfeld chooses the Beacon. He could go bigger, but he wants the Beacon.
Remember when you pass by the Beacon and you're ready to stand up in New York? You guys just do it, right? And you
yes.
see who's on the marquee.
Billy Joel.
And you'd be like, damn.
Right.
Not Billy Joel.
Yeah,
Billy
he's
Joel's in the
bigger.
Garden.
He's Mark Garden,
He's
yeah.
Billy
maybe
Joel's
like the
done like
Avid
how many
Brothers.
shows at the
yeah,
Garden?
Avett Brothers would be
Yeah.
there. Yeah, you'd be on your way. You're like, damn, interesting. And you're fucking, whatever.
I'm excited, man.
I would be too.
it's
When are you
very-
doing it? When is it?
May.
May what?
May 7th. It's very meaningful. You know, it's like
I might try to go.
I grew up here. It's like it's
yeah.
weird to me. You know.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, we
Dude,
walked
that's
by
a-
it so many times.
that's a
and Jim
statement.
Jeffries was there.
That's a
right
statement show.
before COVID, and you opened for Jim Jeffries years ago, so it's fun to see the progression.
Jim is the coolest guy. I mean, he's really.
Jim's like, do whatever you want on stage. He is cool.
Yeah, he doesn't give a shit.
Well, I remember opening for Jim when he was working out the gun material, which I think is like one of the best
Yeah.
bits of the last 20 years.
The way he did the thing about Oscar Pistorius, where he sets him up as like he murdered his girlfriend in cold blood, and then he just proceeds to act out what he was like going to the bathroom. It's like, it's just a cripple joke, but he keeps going, remember, this guy's a murderer, so you don't have to feel bad for him, and then goes right back to cripple jokes. He set it up so perfectly.
Perfect.
Yeah. That's really. Oops, sorry. You go.
Oh no, you go.
No, I got nothing.
Well, I was just saying, Jim is so. What's great about Jim is like he's this progressive guy who's politically incorrect, so he's kind of pissing off everybody.
Yes,
right.
which
And
is what
He's
you
like,
want.
I'm liberal, but let's just have some fun.
But also, he likes to upset annoying people.
Yes, yes.
So Jim is really. I mean, I really think he's one of the best storytellers.
He really,
of the
really
last
is.
like 30 years.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's great.
He did my storytelling show one time live, and talked about being held up and then having to like.
That's a
that
great
story.
story.
Yeah.
Think about how many stories he has. The bit on Alcoholocaust where he closes, and it's him taking his friend with muscular dystrophy to a brothel. It's a 25-minute bit, and it's full of like heart. I mean, you actually
But also
Totally.
hilarious.
It's
Totally.
so funny. But I mean, the fact that he has this humanity. I mean, Jim is a very sweet guy. So it's like to be that punchy and funny,
Yeah.
and walk this fucked up line. And also come off as a good dude.
Yes,
You're
yes.
doing so many things. So I mean, I hope I'm not sucking him off too hard here.
No,
but
no, he's
you
great.
are. You
He's
are
great.
for sure.
Jim, I just took all of your cock on this show.
Yeah, balls deep.
Hey, can you edit that to go? Jim is a cock.
But I mean, think about it. I mean, some of these bits are like, you have to appreciate great bits because so much is now, 60 seconds or like
Yep.
the quick satisfaction. So when you see a 20-minute bit
15
that's honed and
Right.
really, really funny and worked out, you have to really appreciate it.
That's why your show was cool. Because you
one?
got
Storytelling
to,
show.
yeah, your storytelling show. You got to stretch out, and
I love doing that.
at that time you had that show. Everything online was like, gotta be 3 minutes. Over 3 minutes, you're fucking
Oh,
crazy.
they tried. They tried with me. Kingsley,
Really?
Allison Kingsley was like, "Hey, we want these like 2 minutes or less." I'm like, and she was such a pushover that it was like me and Eric were like, no, because it was just a digital show.
Yeah.
like we've been doing this live. It's 10 to 15 or as long as you need to go.
Yes.
Have you ever thought about just redoing the show on your YouTube channel?
Absolutely.
I think you should do it.
I think
It was always like, do what the story entails.
yes.
Do, and then it was like when we did it like taped, was like, hey, riff if you got a riff. If it doesn't go well, I'm here.
Right.
I will edit it out for you.
Yes. Go nuts.
So like, don't worry about some random editor. I
Yeah.
will be there going. I remember actually, Norm was one of the ones where I was like, so Comedy Central told me early on, they were like, I was like, hey, I want to show this to the comics to let them like give me feedback so I can know what to edit. Can't do that. It's a precedent.
What?
It's a precedent. Then every comic and every show want to weigh in on what they want.
That's what you
Oh,
want.
interesting.
100%. And then it hit me like, I'm just friends with these comics. So the first one was Moshe Kasher. I was like, hey, Moshe, don't tell anyone I'm sending this to you. Tell me what you want me to leave in and what we want to leave out. Norman had one where I was like, hey, I'm going to take this one tagline out. Didn't seem to hit.
The Jews will not replace us.
And he
That
goes,
he kept in.
He goes, no, that's actually one of my catchphrases I'm trying to push. And he goes, would you mind leaving it in? Yeah, I would not have known that for me as an editor, except that I'm going to the comic. So you tell me, sure, okay, then I'll leave it in.
Right.
I forget what it was.
Really?
Don't be a queef. Whatever
I'm surprised
it was.
I pushed on that.
Yeah, and it was like, no, I want to have that in. I'm like, okay, fine.
All
You're
right.
the comic. It's your thing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, respect the comics.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, I'll just do it behind their back.
Good for you. I
Yeah.
mean, that's the way every great art is done. If we all did used committee, nothing would be good.
They also would like, we could only have in town, meaning LA comics. And I was like, well, there's a bunch of New York. I'm like, oh. And I was like, Mark, Big J. I'm like, hey, can you just say you're going to be in LA on this date? And then I remember talking to your agent, and they're like, hey, you got to fly him out. And I'm like, hey, talk to your client. He actually said he's going to be in LA on that date.
Yeah.
Please talk to, I can't say this in writing. Talk to your client. Yeah.
Wow.
Because I'm like, I can't afford a first class flight and a hotel.
No,
It won't work the budget. But
Yeah.
like, I know he wants to do it. So
And I did want to do it. And, back then it was a hot show. I didn't have a ton of credits. Let
Yeah.
me try it.
You know what one of the best one was I mean, there's so many. I love Jim Brewer's one.
Jim Brewer, I was about to
I
say.
loved, dude, Doug Smith.
Yeah.
Oh, he killed it.
Yeah.
That's one
Killed
of the
it.
best ones. I mean, the
That
fact,
went viral.
the fact that, first off, the fact that he stopped. If you guys haven't seen this shit, I mean, he stopped basically an assault from happening on the subway.
On the subway.
He got
And it
slashed
didn't
with a
go great
knife.
for him.
He got slashed in the face with a knife. He's got the scar to prove it, and he does. Dude, it's so punchy.
It's so what we did with Doug with that,
Yeah.
that was the one that I didn't, that's when I got pushed off. But before I got pushed off, me and Doug were like, run that. I'm like, when are you going to run it?
That's when
At New York Comedy Club.
you were off the network.
Yeah, but before that happened,
Fuck them for pushing you off the network.
I mean,
Wow.
100%.
It's a whole nother thing.
Everybody.
hey, you're
Same
no
side.
Office rerun, all right?
But I was like, Doug, when are you going to run it? He goes, New York Comedy Club. I'll come run.
Yeah.
And he ran it for 3 months straight.
Yep.
No other comedy.
Yep.
I'm like, dude, this isn't punchy enough. Like, the story's there, but where's the punches? And we kept running it and running it and
Wow.
running it. And he's like, we got to make this funny while I broke up a rape.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're not a comic, right? You're just telling a story. And he did it.
But he did it better than the famous people.
Yeah.
That's the thing about the industry.
Because he worked hard at it.
Well, these queefs out there that go, he's not a name, he's a white guy, he's got no fans, he's got no numbers, fuck him. And
How
you're
much are
like,
you gonna dress him down here, Mark?
well, I'm going to build it back up.
He's a phony.
Fuck
He's
him,
a bad
ugly,
friend.
Hold
small
on.
dick.
Tiny penis. But he worked harder than all those guys. You're going to have some famous person on who's not even going to think about it. They're just going to, I'll do it the day of, and then figure it out on stage. He killed it, and it went viral. It's got like 8-9 million views
Oh wow,
now.
does it have that
And
many?
it should.
Yeah.
He
and it
worked
should.
so hard
And
at
it's
it.
it's better than all the big guys.
It's
Do you know
a
how much I
great
hated
bit.
booking celebrities? I booked. Get ready to cut this. I booked.
Don't cut this.
Just beep it.
Beep it. Sure. What's his name? He was in Kings of Comedy. The crowd work guy of Kings of Comedy.
Cedric the Entertainer?
Nope. Yep.
Wait, which one?
Cut that.
Okay.
Anyway, I get there day of. He goes, I'm thinking of doing this story, maybe this story. What do you think? And I'm like, we're filming in an hour. You should have been working this a month ago.
That's such an insult to the
I know. And I'm like,
showrunner.
dude, I don't know. They both sound great. It's just like, so you're not going to be a standout.
That's what I'm
You're just
talking
not going to be a
about.
standout.
Exactly.
Here's a better example of a celebrity who didn't do it. Ron White finished. Wouldn't mind I'm saying this. Finished the story. Went mediocre. And I'm like, thanks a lot. He goes, nah, hold on there, Ari. That sucked. Give me 2 minutes here. Okay, I got another one.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
He goes, you're not putting that on the air.
He's a fucking pro.
He's a
Yeah.
pro. He goes, I knew what that was. You're not putting that on the air. I'll give you something.
I love that.
Yeah.
He cared.
Yeah.
Other people, with the one I did, I'm not going to say who, but they didn't give a shit. They bombed. They went, all right, where's my limo?
Ugh.
I'm
They
sure people
walked
can
out.
research which one you did.
Yeah,
but you know,
that's true.
Ron White, Drunk in Public, one of the best comedy albums
So
of all
funny.
time.
Is that the
So
one where he
funny.
starts off with the cheating?
yes.
Yeah,
God.
the
Oh,
tater
I,
my
salad.
I cheated on a woman in Columbus, and or whatever how he said it. He goes, I forgot how he said it, but he goes,
My wife got the crazy idea that I cheated on her in Columbus.
and I did, and I'll tell you why.
I did, and I'll tell you why.
What an
my
opener.
God. What
Such
an
a-
opener.
Yeah.
He's like, you're not going to like me. Let's
Well,
go.
they already don't like him, and then he, of course, wraps it around. I got to pee really badly.
Okay.
All right, go
What do
pee.
I do?
Grab some ice, will you?
Oh, yeah.
I've been holding in for like 20 minutes.
Do we
What
have
do I do?
You
ice?
peed twice before the
You
episode.
peed
Dude,
twice.
I drank.
You're
I drank.
allowed, but
I,
you're peed twice
I
before
drank
the
a thing
episode.
of water this big before I came here. I'm sorry.
Smart. That was smart.
Okay.
Well, I just, I did PT, so I, they're doing massage and shit. I'm trying to fucking,
Physical therapy?
yeah.
The problem with PT is there's no ending. Like it's not like they go, we'll do this, we'll do that, and you'll be cured.
Well, they're trying to get me back on track.
Okay.
Can I just say this loose, you go pee, but this loose, let's talk about drinking that we covered for like 10 minutes. It's been a very fun podcast. Go pee.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How about this
It's
day?
all right. We're done with Mark's angle.
PT Cruiser. All right. Easy. Careful. I bet that dog comes in.
Google
I was
it.
wearing clogs.
There it is.
works.
No, that's not bad. That's not
all
bad.
right.
I can fix this.
There we go.
I will be while he's out with him in Salt Lake City. We added a third show. Second 2 shows are sold
Holy
out.
shit.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun ski trip.
I'm there a month later. Do you think that'll kill me?
I think it'll help you.
You think it'll help?
You're doing 15.
Okay, great.
You know, so it's also like, be like, by the way, guys, because like my fans will be like, oh, Mark, like, by the way, guys, he's here doing an hour.
Got it.
Yeah.
Just nervous. But
Yeah.
all right. That makes me feel better.
Keith would have said something if it was a thing.
True. Keith is the man.
February, I'll be in Tampa, 11th and 12th, my birthday.
Also in Tampa.
Denver, 17th, 18th, 19th, and 20th. 18th and 19th are sold out. We're going to add shows on the
Hell
17th
yeah.
and 20th, and maybe we'll do a Wednesday show. I don't know. That's going to be great. Remember that one we did in Vail?
Huh?
Not Vail, but Denver, and then me and... You didn't go to Vail. You and
Oh,
Lewis didn't go to Vail.
But I went to Denver.
Yeah, you
We
did the show.
Show. Yeah, I wish I couldn't. You had Sal there, Sean Patton.
The best was that it was so... it's amazing now. I don't know how long ago it was. You were so far below where you are now that I think I ended up paying you a $1,500 or $2,000 or whatever it
I
was.
was blown away.
Yeah, and you're like, what? And then like, well, you're making at least as much, right? I'm like, oh yeah, far more. I'm paying you nicely, but
Well,
like, relax.
That was a big deal, and I just wanted to hang. I'll go anywhere for the hang.
You're keeping it real, Mark.
Well, I like the hang, and
You're
money will
keeping
come
it
and
real.
go.
You're keeping it real. This ski trip we're doing is like, guys, can we hang out in the middle of the week? We
Yeah.
got to drink more. That's another thing I was going to say to him. I'll say that. We got to drink more in New York.
You're right.
It's a
we
great
really
drinking
do.
town.
We
One of the
really
best in
do.
the world.
I know. And, it's so funny. We always have these festivals. We're going to Moon Tower. We're going to Montreal, whatever it is. We could do that here. We
We're
don't
in
need
New
these
York with
things.
half the comics in the country.
We don't need badges and after parties. We got that every night.
Yeah, Sam, we're talking about this. We got to drink in New York more.
Yeah.
And not,
I'm in.
I'm not talking
we
about the
do
fat
it.
black. I'm talking about
Mark and I am like.
Do you go out after your show? We might be drunk. Was that?
Well,
ours?
we drink. We'll do 2
We
shows.
drink all day
on
on
But
both
then,
of
like,
them.
go to bars.
Well,
There's
we
so
got
many cool
shows.
bars. But
We
like,
got
we gotta take a
spots.
night off,
That's true. You're
The
right.
night off for
You're right.
drinking would be fun.
or
yeah,
or
like,
do a couple early shows and go 11 p.m. and then on.
well, I'm down for I love a good cocktail bar. It's like fun. It's fun. Oh, I'm sorry, shit.
you're good.
Well, it's fun to like do go to a bar and let's fucking drink some weird ass cocktails and get drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, see, having money helps because
Having money helps, but we don't have crazy money now. We have a normal
I
amount
like
of money.
this. This is a good level.
We
I don't want to be
have
famous.
the amount of a business professional,
Yes.
and so like business professionals can.
Mark,
can
I don't
afford-
want to be famous. He's doing 6 podcasts today, and
well, I can't say no. This is none
I'll
of
be
this will
famous.
move
I'll be on the
needle.
Tonight Show Wednesday. I'll be on.
Yeah, I don't want to be. You don't want to be like sitcom guy.
That's your favorite album, isn't it, Mark? All
That's
Things
one of
Must
the best
Pass? That's one
albums
of your
of all
favorite
time,
albums
I
ever.
think.
All
For
things
sure.
must pass. George Harrison.
Mark loves George
You're
Harrison.
knocking these over like crazy. I'm a huge Harrison. He's the best Beatle, if you ask me. I love Blood, Sweat, and
underrated.
Tears too.
Where's Blood? Oh, that's it.
That's a great album.
I try to mix it. What do you guys think of this backdrop for my
Garfunkel.
studio?
I love it. I
pretty
love.
cool, right?
I mean, you pick good albums. I love the Cars.
I mix them
love,
up. I take them out and put them like.
Oh, Carole King's the best.
Why am I not into Bruce like everybody else? Everybody loves Bruce. I'm like,
He's okay.
He's
I think he's
okay.
overrated.
Is this blasphemy what I'm about to say? I kind of prefer Billy Joel.
Oh, New Yorker.
Is that blasphemy?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Because I
think it's
love.
a choice.
I really respect Bruce Springsteen. I just kind of like, if I'm throwing something on, it's gonna be Billy Joel. More
I agree.
likely.
Billy Joel's more fun.
Have
Bruce
you been to
is
one of
like-
those at the Garden? Billy Joel's at the
No,
Garden.
no.
I want to
We
go.
should
'cause
go.
Big
We
J-
should go.
Big J said it's just a giant sing along for the entire 2 hours.
I saw him at Bonnaroo. It was
oh
amazing.
yeah, I was with you.
Oh, that's right.
So you
Oh
did
my
see
God.
him.
It was amazing, but not the Garden.
Not the Garden.
I think Bruce is so
sorry.
Jersey. Like
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
Jersey people, and I'm not denying his greatness.
No,
Like,
he's
great.
great. Small town boy working in a factory. I got to get out of this town. I don't know. I get it. I've heard it. Every song's the same.
I'm trying to like save us. I'm like, he's great. Mark's like, yeah, it's all bullshit. Yeah, it's me. Yeah.
I mean, I like him. He's good.
I was never as into him as people were. Now that
Yeah.
you said it, you ever have someone say something you're like, "Whoa, I've never put that into words."
I just never.
Yes, dude.
It was
I'm not
never
saying
Bruce
like
bad.
Springsteen sucks. I get what you, Mark Norman, are saying.
What's-
Bruce Springsteen sucks.
It's
Johnny
the same
Cash.
with-
I get.
I
Like,
love
oh
Johnny
yeah,
Cash.
Johnny Cash you gotta love. When he did
Prince. I get.
Yeah,
Yep.
I love Sam Cooke.
You
I
ever
love
listen to
all
Donovan?
that, but
Yeah, Donovan's
Underrated.
really good.
I love
Great
Donovan.
hits.
Donovan's
What's
good.
Donovan?
Donovan's like Leonard Cohen.
He's early
Oh, okay.
psychedelic
genre.
rock.
Okay.
Paul Simon underrated.
Love Paul Simon.
Talking
two
Heads are
underrated.
great.
Love Talking
We
Heads.
saw
Sabbath,
we
obviously.
saw the Talking Head. Not talk. Well, who's the main singer of the Talking Heads?
Steve Byrne.
Steve Byrne.
David Byrne.
David Byrne.
Sorry,
He closed with a
Steve.
diarrhea joke. No, it was David Byrne. It was amazing. The American Utopia.
I heard that was great.
You know this song, Matt Hoople, all the young dudes. You know that all the young dudes.
Never heard of them.
You've heard that song. This album was produced by David Bowie.
Whoa,
Wow.
shit. That's a compliment.
Yeah, David Bowie, and he saxes.
Mott and Hoople.
Fucking
Matt the
Bowie.
Hoople.
How
Matt the Hoople.
that was 69. Doesn't seem fair to lose David Bowie yet.
Yeah, a little early. a
Also,
little
he
early.
wasn't like. So we're talking about like people like die and they're like either they're done giving us stuff or they're not. You know, like Heath Ledger is still giving us stuff. Michael
Dude.
Jackson was not.
Wait,
Yeah.
what do you mean? Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger was in the middle of his acting career. He would have still given
I
us
see,
more
I
great
see.
hits.
Heath
I get
Ledger
it.
would have been one of the all-time.
Yeah,
I mean,
when-
he already is
yeah.
a great.
When Tom
but
Petty
he would have
died,
been.
it's like
Yes.
his collection's already there. There was nothing going to be added to that.
Got
But
it.
David Bowie released an album that week.
Dude,
Is that
everyone,
right?
everyone
Yeah.
was so fucking mad when Heath Ledger got cast as the Joker. Remember that shit?
Yeah, that's
Everyone was
right.
like, Heath Ledger.
That's
it's like,
right.
Crushed
yeah,
it.
guess what? He's the best Joker.
He might have
Killed
been the
it.
best Joker.
Killed
I mean,
it.
although Nicholson and
Nicholson
Joaquin
or
are
him?
fucking good.
Sure, they're good. but
Different
I mean,
movies. Very different movies.
You wouldn't have Joaquin's Joker without Heath.
The Joaquin Joker was such a reimagining, like as a regular guy.
I thought it was a wonderful movie, and I'm really glad that it got all the attention it did.
he
He's
was
in
in
it.
it. That's nuts. You got
That
to be
was
in
a
that.
milestone.
The Beacon and that.
When you got in that, I was like, okay, Sam is.
I didn't know too. I got surprised by it. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I didn't tell anyone because I thought they'd cut me out.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
smart
smart.
move.
That's
I was
Smart
like, no one. There's no
Let
reason
him
for
see
this
you.
line to be in the movie, and there's no reason for Todd Phillips to have kept. Give it up for Sam Morril.
Right.
There's no fucking reason for that
Phillips
shit.
seems like a good guy.
He does. Right?
He's-
Did you talk to him at all? Or no?
He's the coolest guy. There's no nicer dude. I mean, like, so nice.
I love him.
Such a nice human being.
And to come out of the gate with those comedy bangers, Hangover, Road Trip. I think
Old
there was
school.
another old school.
Old school.
The best one.
The best
Yeah.
one.
And
They're
the
all
way
great.
the way he
It's a
talks about it is like,
phenom.
I can't do comedy anymore because there's too many people like shitting on everything you do, and they go, Joker
I
effects.
know, they proved his point.
It's like right. This is what
But
I'm
also,
saying.
he's like, once you make the Joker, why would he do comedy? Like, you made $1 billion movie. Why are you going
Yeah,
back to
yeah.
a thing that no one wants to make?
Yeah.
No one
Usually
wants to
when,
make
like,
comedy
a,
movies.
A Jim
No.
Carrey goes like, I'll do Truman Show. I'll go serious. It's like it's good, but no, the Joker was one of the best movies of all time.
It was
I'm
a
not saying
great
that lightly.
movie.
It was
and it looked great. It had that 70s taxi driver vibe. But
yeah, for sure.
But it is a bummer that he won't do comedy. I mean, he was so good
he
at
was
it.
so good at
I'd
it.
love
might
to see
do it
another-
again someday.
I
He
hope.
will. I think he will.
he's a great. I mean, he's a great filmmaker, so he'll do whatever he wants.
Todd
but
Phillips, if you're listening, I'm not a good actor, but I will hold a boom mic for you. And I will help you with your project.
He's a really nice guy.
Yeah?
I mean, incredibly talented, but also like a genuinely nice person.
We saw him on a plane. Me and-
Really?
I'm not gonna tell you who. We were. I'll tell you afterwards. Beep it. And we were high on the shuttle in Montreal to the airport. Like took edibles. And by the time we were checking in, we were like hitting the buttons, like what the fuck? And we were
That sounds
cheating
like a
off
Todd
each other.
Phillips movie.
Yeah, we were cheating off each other. Like what are you hitting?
That's hilarious.
So we get on the plane, and he's like a Hollywood guy, right? I'm not, but he is.
Yeah.
So he goes by, he sees it's Todd Phillips. Like, hey man, how are you doing? I auditioned for you. I'm behind him on the line. He's already sitting in first class.
God, I can't imagine telling someone I auditioned for them.
Yeah.
know,
hey man,
I know.
I'm so and so.
Hey, I'm the guy who didn't get it.
Exactly.
You
me?
hated me. And so he's talking. I'm right behind him. Like, go. Like, I'm uncomfortable. There's a bunch of people behind us who want to go to their seats.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, I'm a big fan of your stuff. It was just like, wow, that's him.
No, dude, I remember when I did that scene, it was like 20, it was like 15 different takes, and I was like, I really prepared. I was like, I'm gonna do a different bit every take. I'm gonna do a different joke every
See,
take.
that's why you got it.
What did he say?
Oh, he was. No, I already got it.
But I mean, that's why you're
But-
a pro.
But he.
Let me do the beak.
But he was like, I remember I did one joke he hated.
Yeah.
And he was like, not that. But every other take he was cool. And I remember, we
was
get
that
the
one?
light as comics. You're like, all right, I'm wrapping this up. But he
Yeah.
would say, all right, get off. And I'd just be like, all right, let me finish this. So I kept doing a bit. I
you
was
had an
wasting
audience.
their time.
I'll wrap it up right here. Like,
Yeah.
no, just stop in the
Oh,
middle
he
of
was
the sentence.
he was laughing later, but he was like, God damn it, Sam. But
that's great.
But it was it was
That's
crazy.
funny. Dude, I went to my acting class in LA when I was like distracted. And
I feel like you could act.
I can act. but I
Really?
just don't care enough.
I can't
Yeah.
act.
Yeah,
Can you act?
I'm pretty good actually.
I can't do it.
I think we could all act as ourselves, but like when people are asking us, when you get like sides for like a Big Bang Theory type show, and you're like, what are you doing?
I can't do corny.
Yeah, we can all do us. We all know how to like be us. I mean, if we're all in like a Louis show version of us, we could do that.
Yeah.
But when they're asking us to do
Let me
some
give you the
like
general outline of what you're saying. Curve,
Sure.
like I can do that well.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I had a Tom Shadyac spoke at my graduation.
Wow.
Yeah, as an early guest, and then someone else was like the later one. And I was like, hey, I questioned the audience, like, hey, what do you do when like you have to do a thing over and over again, but the people like the grips and the camera guys, they've heard that joke before, so they're not gonna laugh again. And he was like, "You're a stand-up, aren't you?"
Whoa.
I'm like, yeah, be a professional, man. I don't know.
You heard Dangerfield was furious on
Yes,
Caddyshack. He's like,
exactly.
why isn't anyone laughing? I'll tell you, no one laughs at my
Bombing out
jokes.
here, they're like, it's a movie.
They're not allowed to laugh, Rodney.
We're acting.
Yeah,
Damn.
But as a comic,
he
we're
knew
like,
it right away. He was
Yeah.
like, "I know what you." Yeah,
But look,
that's not the main
we
thing.
put these movies and directors on a pedestal because they're millionaires in Hollywood and all that. But like, come on, wouldn't you rather be a comedian?
It's the
we get to be
best.
ourselves. We
It's
do what we
the
want. We say what we want.
best.
They got to answer to some dickhole
100%.
focus group.
100% free. No. Why were
but
you
I still
late?
love movies.
Of course,
Watching them.
I
But
love
let them do their
movies.
thing. You guys do your
Watching
thing, but
while
we'll
they're
be out
reading
here.
a book. I don't want to be a fucking author.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're talking about how great Oklahoma City is. That city
I
was
like
awesome.
coffee.
The club was
It's
awesome.
think about how
I don't wanna
hard it
be
is
a
to make a
barista.
good movie.
What?
Oh, God,
The
it's
shit they
insane.
want to make is
Insane.
it's all existing IP. It's all fucking. I mean, I thought Dune sucked balls.
I didn't even try.
That's a hard one to do.
I
It's
didn't
such
watch
a
it.
high-level book.
I thought it
Sure.
sucked. I mean, I'm sure the book is great. I thought the movie sucked, but here's what they made it into a movie because the book is popular.
Sure.
So okay, how about here's a good movie. I thought Pig was a really good movie.
I like
from last
Pig.
I
year.
gotta see
I
it.
like Pig.
That's like an indie movie though.
Yes.
Yep.
But that's
You
a fucking smart movie.
You got to be into to be
That's
acceptable.
That's like thoughtful John Wick, and I love John Wick too. But it's that type of movie.
Yeah.
Too many bow-tards deciding what should be made.
Yeah,
You
I mean,
know?
look at your show. We were just talking about it. Hey, don't book that guy. Book this guy. But that guy got 8 million views. He had a killer set. He was hungry. He wanted it.
So the big argument we had was who was the guy on Children's Hospital?
Huh?
He was
Rob Corddry.
Rob Corddry
Oh.
versus Joey Diaz.
Thinking of General Hospital.
And they were like
had
arguing
beef?
who we should. What? No, they didn't have beef. Comedy Central was like, who is more important? And they're like, Corddry's big. He's got however many million Twitter followers.
Great
You gotta
actor.
book Rob Corddry.
Yeah.
And he worked more than most on his story, but he's not a comic at all.
Right.
He's not a stand-up at all. I mean, so he did his best he could for
Daily
a
Show.
non-stand-up. He did his best he could, but the views on his YouTube clip were fine. You know,
And
forget
Joey-
his
and
mi-
Joey's huge.
And Joey's was massive with way less viewers.
Right.
And I'm like, you guys are worried about who will give you better views. It's Joey.
Interesting.
But this guy has more followers, and you're like, well, that guy's bigger. But I'm like, but Joey is covering the spread for you.
They're going off a blueprint, not
Yeah,
art.
and I'm like, but he's showing you, not only is he a better storyteller, one of the best in the world, he's also getting you more views. And you're still like,
They
that
still
guy's
won't
famous.
do it. They still
I think
won't
they
do it.
look at like this guy's done more TV. And,
Exactly.
But in
They go
reality,
numbers.
I think it's pretty cool that Joey is more of a self-made guy. So
Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
you can look
DIY.
at and no disrespect to Rob Corddry, I really
Yeah,
think he's
he
a
was
great.
good. He
He's a talent.
worked. He actually worked
He's a
hard.
talent.
He's very
I'm like,
funny,
Thank you.
very
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
But I do think you do shows that like look at it when we have to hone these late night sets, and at a certain point they strip the funny out of it, and you're like, I'm good.
Yeah. Why
I'm
are you
good.
ruining my shit?
I could post this on YouTube and do the same numbers.
Well, you didn't. Yeah, when I was talking to you and Shane, we were shitting on you
Yeah.
for something else.
I was taking my girlfriend on vacation
Oh, that's right.
to upstate New York. And Shane
went to
he kept
Tahiti.
changing the city. Shane kept changing the city every time I was there. He goes, "Well, enjoy Buffalo with your girlfriend." And then he go, "Enjoy Albany. It's going to be great." He kept changing the city and trashing me.
He kept going like, all right, this is my last one. But, all right, one more. And we had like 7 more.
It was
See you
Shane
in
and
Ithaca.
Ari just abusing me for about 3 hours
That's
at the
great.
V. I was,
I'm like,
I was,
no, it'll be good.
I
It'll
was
be good.
laughing pretty damn hard. It was pretty fucking funny.
I assume there was booze involved.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, we're talking about
it was
Shane.
good. We hadn't drank with you in a while, too.
No,
point.
it's funny. I was laughing pretty damn hard, and it's like, but what was the story?
I don't know what the fuck I was talking
I was
about.
drinking.
Wait a minute. What was the story?
What
I wanted
was
to hear
it?
this.
what were we just
Your
talking
show, the industry,
Late night.
late night. They take
You
the
said
funny
you got
out.
an offer to do something in L.A. and you were like, they're not going to fly you out, or they're not going to give you a
Well,
hotel, one or the other.
here's what it was.
And you were like, I'll get more views on this on my own YouTube.
Right.
Well, here's
Sam
the thing.
Morril YouTube.
I won't say the name of the show, but I will just say a show would not pay for my plane ticket, and then the host got COVID, and I was kind of like, so I would have flown myself out and not done
To
the
be
show.
canceled. Yeah.
Good point.
To get less views and nicer looking than you would have on your own fucking Instagram.
Yeah.
I just think, man, like
The days are done.
We're all down to do whatever. Like, look, I still like doing a late night set. It's kind of a fun rush because the danger, because
Sure.
we don't know if
It might go wrong.
It might go south, and that danger is the only thing that gets
Danger
me hard
drives you.
these days.
Yeah,
But,
exactly.
But you can't act like when they send. I'll give this.
Like, this offer's offensive.
I'll do some shit where they're like they'll work with you and they'll let you do edgy shit. But like, man, when you're working on a Fallon set, they really make you as vanilla as possible.
Completely.
JP was the best because I was like, hey man,
was great.
I'm trying to do this thing.
Conan.
The joke is, some old writer like Fitzgerald was a fucking idiot, and I'm like, I'm trying with freaking idiot or just an idiot. It's not working as well. He goes, curse.
Oh, really?
Just curse, we'll beep it.
JP is
Wow.
So this
Yeah,
was,
and I was like,
so
thank
those of
you.
you listening who don't know, we're talking about Conan. I mean,
Yeah.
JP was the booker, and he was not just a good booker, but he was like a great dude.
He would calm
Great
you down.
guy.
He goes, hey,
He's
it's
a
5
great-
minutes.
great
if
person.
It's 5:30. Don't worry about it. Just chill.
Yeah.
He was
Don't
such
worry
a
about the
nice
light.
fucking guy.
And you
Nice.
could have a drink with him after. He felt normal. He was like one of us.
He brought
you
me
know?
a bottle of
do the
whiskey
best
before
you
my
could do.
set.
Wow,
There you
really?
go.
He
You
was
see?
I was like, I want a fucking whiskey, and he was like, I'm on it. He's just the man. I
he's
was
the
like, I
man.
want to drink a whiskey before I go on. Best
Wow.
set of my life, by the way.
There you
Not-
go.
Not a good sign.
That reminds me, I did the Wilbur in Boston. I was supposed to have Norman be the surprise opener. He
Sorry.
rebooked himself.
What happened? Did you get a guy?
Sal Volcano.
Oh, see, you leveled up.
Oh, totally. Did this
Good
did
for
this
you.
whole speech about
Joe
how
Gatto was going to come, but something happened. I don't know.
we did a whole speech about we never thought we'd be back here, 1,000 people all together. This is great. Let's appreciate these moments. Please welcome Sal Volcano. And they're like, what the fuck? It would have done the same for you.
No, he's huge.
It would have done the same for you, dude. You're bigger in the comedy. You're bigger in the stand-up world.
Well, you're very nice.
In the stand-up
Everybody,
world,
can I just tell you? This is the last year that Mark Norman does clubs.
No, I
So
like clubs.
enjoy it while you can.
I'm gonna mix. I'm gonna go in back and forth like men and women.
Oh, dude, seeing that Live Nation guy suck your dick at that
Who?
Chappelle show.
That was new.
Nah,
That
he's
was
like,
weird.
hey man, you're doing
Mark
really
plays
good.
it down, but Mark, you're already fucking
Boom, boom,
tasting
boom, boom,
theaters.
boom.
Come on, man.
He's-
Hey, what are you
he's
talking
the
about,
fucking-
Beacon?
You're gonna do it in a year.
I don't know. The Beacon scares me.
He'll do it in a year.
I don't. I like going out in New York.
Mark, you
and
could do
going
it
big.
now. You
Nah,
could do it now. Yeah, you
nah,
could. Yeah, you
nah.
You're
could.
more popular than Sam.
You
no,
are. You are.
No, the Beacon's insane. The
You
Beacon's
are.
crazy. I'm for Jerry Seinfeld there, so I can't go there and headline. It's crazy, but that's great. You're doing it. I just
Trying to get attention off himself.
I don't want it on me.
This segment is called complimenting a comedian.
I like
I'm
clubs.
an
Clubs
asshole.
are great.
I do like clubs, and
I do
also
love
the money
clubs.
can be really good if
Yeah.
you sell out and add shows. The money can be really
Yeah,
good.
And
fuck
you
the
get work
money.
done.
What's the better show?
You get no work done in the
but
theater.
Ari, if you're working on a new hour, do you want to do one show or do you want to do 6?
6.
That's my point.
There you
That's why the
go.
clubs are
Yeah.
kind of fun.
6. Well, here's what you get at a club. Here's what I'll get at the Denver Comedy Works or St. Louis or Buffalo, where I'll be in March. You get Skyline, where you'll get a couple people that are just there because Saturday night.
Yeah.
Sure.
And they might go, hey, fuck you. That sucks what you just said. And you have to
You're
have
not
those people
getting
there.
that many people, Ari. Come on.
You don't get that at a fucking theater. You don't get that at the
No,
theater.
no, they're there for a show.
You don't get people who are like, hey, I don't like this, what you're saying.
All right, but I mean, you got to build that hour somehow, right? I
No,
mean,
I'm saying clubs is the way to do it.
Yeah. No,
what
I'm-
That's why I like clubs. That's why I
Oh,
like
I
clubs,
gotcha.
because of that angry person.
Oh,
'Cause
really?
You have to win them over.
Yes.
You have to make the people who don't know you come into you.
You have to, yeah.
Yeah.
Which a lot of big guys lose.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
Yeah.
why famous comics are like not quite as good as almost famous comics.
Yeah, that's why I like this level. This is a good level. We're at a good
great
level.
level.
We're making a couple
man.
bucks.
Great level.
We got a few people out who know us. We can do what we want to do. We know how to write. So this is a good level. This mobbed at the airport. This always in trouble. Always online. TMZ caught whoever the fuck doing this
Too
shit.
many
You're like,
zebras.
"Ah,
Yeah.
I don't want to live like that.
That's annoying.
Yeah, you want to be one of these like band of horses, like that kind of band, you know?
Guess who's going out to that song?
Oh, there you go.
No.
What do you guys have an intro song you come out to?
I
What
go
are your songs?
Oh.
I go Return of the
play.
Mac every time.
Really?
Yeah, 20 seconds in.
Let me show you the best one. Not because it's my favorite band or anything. The band Fun.
Oh, yeah.
Give me your phone.
Hit me.
Hold on. I'm on airplane mode here.
Take it off.
Okay.
Take it off.
That's respect.
What?
That he's on airplane mode for your podcast.
That is respect. That should be.
All right, what do you need?
The Spotify.
Do I have that? Oh, I do.
Come on.
Who are you,
It's
Neil
free.
Young?
Neil Young's protesting Rogan.
Hold on.
Hey, man, everybody's got their free speech. You got to respect it on all sides, right?
I went out to this last week.
All right, we don't have to do that. But Dane Cook, Itchy Asshole is the next suggested song, which is
This
fun.
song. Listen to this. This is the
What's
best.
your song?
I'm showing you
This
right
is
now.
it?
Oh, you're going to play it? You're going to kill your rights
No,
or
no,
whatever?
they won't, whatever.
They won't what?
I'll edit it.
Oh, there you go.
I'll
You're going
put
to
it-
edit half
How
this
much
pod
work are
out.
you
No, I'll
giving
put,
your
it in, I'll
fucking...
put it in the audio. The video won't hear it, but the audio will. Listen to this. Imagine you're coming out. Please welcome Sam Morril or Mark Normand.
Give it a second.
This isn't it.
You're getting old. You need get
This
this
isn't
guy
it.
a jitterbug.
Someone
will
get
ya?
Aria soup.
Yeah, right? What the hell?
What was that? This guy's an elder.
Okay, this is fun.
What the fuck is this? It's not playing the song that it is. Look, it's saying a different song than it is.
Oh, weird. I don't pay for it. Is that why?
Maybe.
You don't
Shit.
pay for Spotify?
No, it's all free.
Dude, Mark is such an underrated
You're
Jew.
a cheap fucker.
I didn't think I had to.
You're
It
the
all-
Gilbert Gottfried of our generation.
It all comes up. I don't know what this ding
what
ding
What
is.
song is it? All right, maybe I can
this
play it on
Give it to
mine.
him.
Give me your phone.
Give it to him.
This sucks.
What's
1
the
Foot
name?
by Fun.
1 foot.
Oh, this is the
Yeah.
remix. You're on the remix.
I'm on the remix. Fuck off.
It
You're at
says
fault
song
here.
by Walk on the Moon.
Yeah, who cares about that?
All
1
right.
foot?
1 foot. Listen to
God,
this.
I have fucking fat fingers.
Yeah, you got fatties.
1 foot.
Mm-hmm.
Fun.
Listen to this.
Yeah, all right. I got some
What,
get
what,
up
are you,
and
what
go.
are you doing, Mark?
I told you, Return of the Mac.
How
Hold
does
on,
that
let me
go?
put that on. That'll
Yeah,
blow
play
your,
it and I'll
your
play something
tits
else.
off.
I got mine. You'll
All
Okay,
right, you
let's hear
go.
Sorry for the work short, Marissa.
Hold on, this is an ad for FanDuel.
Damn
Mark,
it.
drop the fucking
Mark
money.
Norman's
What's
a
it?
millionaire and he can't afford the fucking premium.
Mark's the only comic who performs in tassels.
That's a classic.
You leave all
This
that
is a
in
fun
the audio.
segment. I always am curious what comics come out to.
Well, it's very embarrassing when the guy's in the green with
What
the,
do you
the
want?
clipboard. What do you guys want? Some kid's like, I want Beastie Boys. And then
Yeah,
the other
like,
kid's
I don't want
I want,
anything, but if you're asking
Kendrick
me-
Lamar, yeah,
Yeah.
and you're like, I want this one. You know, you tell them quietly.
Well, it sucks when you're super prepared.
yeah.
You sound
I
like a
want
real.
this
You
starting
sound like a real
starting at
dweeb.
1.36
Yeah.
until 1.57.
Exactly.
You don't want to sound like too prepared, or you sound like a fucking loser.
I don't know,
I
whatever.
know.
But a deep cut, if you want to play it, is
Now here's the real question:
what?
Who's got the rider?
I got you guys. We all have riders.
Well,
I
let's
was
hear it.
talked into it. I was like, nah, whatever. And they're like, Desiree at the old Super Artist where Justin used to work was like, Ari, you got to get something.
The singer?
Nope.
Oh, who's
Assistant.
Desiree?
She's assistant.
Oh, I see.
And she goes, you got to get something. I was like, well, when Montreal has those gummy bears out, I like that. She goes, sweet, I'll put gummy bears on.
Okay.
And sometimes they'll be like, here's some gummy bears. Sometimes they give like 8 different types of gummy bears. Like they go crazy.
Yeah.
It's too much.
I just want some tea in between sets if I'm going to lose my voice.
Yep. Okay.
And that's it. What do you guys got?
What do you got, Mark?
All right. Well, I couldn't think of
I'm
anything.
like, I'll go to the bar for booze.
Right,
I'll just
exactly.
not. I don't want to bother a
when
waitress.
people want when they're like, sometimes they'll do a club and they're like, here's a bottle of bourbon. I'm like, what? You have a bar?
I know.
I'm not
Yeah.
taking it on the flight.
Yeah. Now I got to make
well,
it.
you used to give me the Schumer writer
Ooh, it was a doozy.
scotch. Lagavulin. He would show up at my barbecues.
Amy's rider fucking rocked.
He would show up at my barbecues like, want 2/3 of a Lagavulin bottle?
She wouldn't take it.
Yup.
I took everything.
Dude, I'm the same way. We're flying back private. I'm taking a fucking Lagavulin.
Private?
Yeah. I would take shopping bags of
Talking about Petey.
citrus and watermelon, all kinds
That's a
of
Petey
shit.
Scotch.
Yeah, I'm literally fucking rolling back on a fucking jet with beef jerky and Lagavulin.
Yes.
Because that's Mark's rider.
I took a few blenders. She would just have a blender because she wanted to make a smoothie. So I would just they would just buy like a Ninja and I would take it home. I got like 9 Ninjas. I gave them out for Christmas.
Oh my God.
Like Al
I
Capone.
did a Xbox commercial for like 2K7 for football. Me, Caparola, and Renazizi. We're just
Whoa.
like, yeah. And they're like, hey, maybe you can have these afterwards. Culpepper was doing one of the commercials. We had to play golf with
He
him.
was
We
a
had to play against him.
beast.
He goes, I want this Xbox. And me and Caparola and Renazizi were like, but we were going to take it.
Dante Culpepper fucking strong armed
With a
you?
diamond pepper around his neck.
Wow.
Okay, I'll give you a good
Diamond-encrusted-
Dante Culpepper. That motherfucker fucked the Vikings, first off. Second off, I was at the playoff game when the Giants beat them 41-0 in the last row of the actual state. I was in the upper deck of the last row.
Whoa. In Jersey.
Yeah, dude.
Wait.
Yeah, it
Me
was
and,
Jersey.
me and
yeah.
Steven Adamiga were at the Odell Beckham catch. We were at that.
He's a
in the
bad
opposite-
man. I'm kind of rooting for him.
Odell, you got it.
I mean,
He's
shit.
had a tough time.
I kind of like the Rams and the Niners, so I don't give a fuck. But I kind of, shit. For me, the teams I wanted to win are. I mean, I was kind of rooting for the Bills.
Yeah,
Really?
Me too.
'Cause
Josh Allen did everything he could.
Josh Allen rocks, and they're just like Buffalo starved. Give him a fucking.
I know.
I was pulling for him, and I mean, Mahomes is awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
I know,
can't
but Josh
say-
Allen's doing what he should have done to become Mahomes. He did everything he had to.
The defense blew
under
it.
2 minute
Brutal.
game changing touchdown passes.
Well, Stafford also is like that's a Detroit guy who like imagine getting drafted by Detroit. You're like, well, I guess my career's over.
Yeah.
Right.
That's you're 22 and you're like, let me think my retirement plan because this fucking
Damn.
franchise is trash. They destroyed the best wide receiver of my generation, Megatron. But that kid is like, he's in L.A. It's like I'm pulling for him.
Yeah.
You guys still watch Sports Center?
Oh, I love it.
Really?
I don't watch. I don't have
yeah.
cable.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I just
me
go-
neither. But I do the road every week, so that's when I watch it.
Oh, there you go.
Do you watch sports? I feel like when he was
Well,
saying that, you were just like, ha ha ha.
I'm a big UFC guy.
Are you really?
I love UFC, but
Have you been to any?
I went to one. Yeah.
Oh, we got to get Rogan to get you on it. Hey, Joe. What are you doing, man? Why aren't you
He
hooking
took
up?
Shane
Why aren't
last
you
week.
hooking up Mark with the UFC?
He
I'm
hooked
not
me
a
up
big-
once. I
He
went with
wants-
Santino
No,
once.
fuck that once, man. You had to go be backup to Santino?
I was great.
Joe Rogan, do you disrespect this guy?
He
Do you
didn't
actually
know me
like him?
then. It
Yeah.
Joe Rogan, you're a big Austin guy. Hook me up with some Luka Doncic, Dallas Maverick tickets. I know I don't know you, but no, dude, NBA is where it's at.
Yeah, and give me
That
some
is
Hinchcliffe tickets, will you? I'm trying to see Kill Tony. But yeah, no, I love UFC because I like the after taste of a sport. Meaning like, okay, you got Nick Diaz or Nate Diaz. You're like,
They're
this
all
guy,
fucking ass. They're badasses.
They're badasses.
The whole family.
You learn about their brothers, their family, where they're from, and now they're in the ring and they got a personality. With football, it's just a bunch of guys in helmets and jerseys
Just here to help the team.
bumping into each other.
Yeah.
I like the back. It's like a comic. I want to know where's he from, what's his deal, what's the story, what's his
It's a
point of view,
one-on-one.
and that's what I like
It's a
about UFC.
one-on-one for sure.
And it's just so basic. Who's a better fighter? Who's using fundamentals, but it's also grit. It's also just
Yeah, in
will
football,
to win.
In football, you can be a receiver and be like, I scored 3 touchdowns. I caught 180 yards of passes, and we lost.
Yes,
But in UFC, it's like, I did everything I could. Of course I won.
right.
Well, it's one-on-one versus a team
Yeah.
game, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
I
like
love,
tennis too.
I love
for
all
that same
sports.
reason.
I love baseball still. I really
Me
do.
too.
Like
He's
I
a
mean,
Yankee-
we
a Yankee
we
fan.
all went to that game. Yeah, I'm a Yankee fan.
Dude,
too.
I have
hold
those
on.
videos
Let's
on
talk
my
about
phone
this yet.
still.
Okay, let's.
I
This is
grew
a
up a
big
Yankee
wrap
fan,
up.
but I was spoiled because I grew up a Yankees fan in the '90s, dude.
When they were terrible.
I remember. Well, okay, but I remember sitting on my grandpa's
That's what-
lap watching Don Mattingly as like a baby. Like I
Being
remember
wasted.
Wasted Don Mattingly, but like, dude, Wade Boggs on the fucking pot.
When he came over riding a horse on his World
Wade
Series,
Boggs- Wade
he rode a
Boggs-
horse around Yankee Stadium.
What?
But the urban legend
Fuck Boston.
is that Wade Boggs drank 80 beers on one flight.
See, now we're talking. I love all that. I love the Daryl
Jamie
Strawberry
Wright,
shit.
a pitcher for the Rockies, and someone else. We knew Steve Simone. Do you remember him?
Yeah, I love Simone.
I know of him.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never met him.
Great guy, real
Yeah.
Christian. Doesn't throw it down your throat. Just lives it.
But I've heard a great storyteller and a very funny
Great,
guy.
Great
story,
storyteller.
great guy.
Yeah.
He was friends through a friend with Jamie Wright. He came to the Comedy Store once, drank us so under the table. I slept there and woke up and go, "Fuck, the motion alarms are on. I gotta stay in the green room."
Who were your '90s Yankees?
Mattingly,
He was
of
your
course,
guy.
Dave Winfield. Yeah, but
Dave
anyway,
Winfield could play any. He
he
fucking
goes-
kick your ass in rugby.
Really?
He goes. Jamie Wright said he got punched in the face once because he was pitching, and he he said the other guy. He said, "Why aren't you finishing your fucking full bottle of Jack?" And he
Yikes.
punched him in the face and said,
Legend.
"You're a pussy."
I'm a David Wells man. Bernie Williams.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking
Oh, buddy.
Tino.
Oh,
Are you
yeah.
kidding me?
No Mets, huh?
No, Yankees all the way,
I got-
dude.
hey man, though I'm a New Yorker. I got love for the Mets. I think it's cool they brought Buck Showalter, and I think it's a great manager. I root for the Mets. I'm a Yankees fan though.
Okay.
But dude, the '90s Yankees, Paul O'Neill, get the fuck out of here,
yeah,
dude.
Yeah, Jeter.
They just didn't
Jeter,
go any-
Mariano,
Jeter late
Posada
90s.
was my dude.
Jeter late 90s.
Yeah,
Jeter
but
came in right at the end of the
96.
90s.
He won. He was on the '96 championship
Is that
team.
Matsui?
Matsui
Yeah,
was
yeah,
a
yeah.
World,
They
had a
World
lot of
Series
names.
MVP, motherfucker.
Whoa.
Dude, me and Steve went to Boston. We drove to Boston to go see that wild card game.
Wow.
Dude,
we
I'm-
were like, we have some money. Let's spend $100 on a ticket and
Yeah.
drive to Boston to support our team.
Hell yeah.
I was so into Posada was my guy.
Posada was the
'Cause
best.
I think
he could take
catcher's
he
the
could take a
coolest.
game-winning
Yeah.
walk like nobody else.
Well, Posada was just class, dude. I mean, guys who like that who are like smart players. You're right. You could take
I
a
have
walk.
Jorge Posada's number in my book.
Do you really?
No, it's Bertie Stevens.
Oh, dude.
Oh.
Jorge Posada's number.
I want
Whatever
to. I
happened to
remember I got a fist bump
he's
from him.
around
And my
somewhere.
life was like changed as a child.
Oh, really?
I love Posada. Are you
Wow,
fucking kidding me?
man. See, baseball's great because they're more like comics to me. They're regular guys
Can
who
we-
get fucked up.
Can
they
we talk
party.
about that game we went to and we have to go again?
We all got fucking wrecked at a game.
We
It
got
was
we
great.
got we got bleacher seats. We wanted to be around nobody.
It was
Yeah.
us and like 20 comics from the cellar.
It was
Yeah.
a weekday day game.
And
Yeah.
I've not got that drunk on beer since college.
Me and you went
Just
to the after.
straight
I mean,
beer.
we went to the bar afterwards.
Yeah, that was great.
It was like let's get bombed. Brendan was there. Liz was there.
Greg Stone.
Joe
us
Mackey, Phil.
and it was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
guys,
Yeah.
we're going for it. We had tassels on our shirts, on our
Oh,
nips.
our nips.
I don't know where those came from, but it was
Greg
like
Stone, I think, was there.
$10
right?
Yeah.
tickets. I'm like, let's just fuck the good tickets. Let's get fucked up.
It's more
Hey, we
fun to get
did.
bad seats.
And god damn, it was fun. And we were like, hey, we're too close to a child. Let's move over.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
God, that was
Sam
fun.
got hard, but yeah. But yeah, that
But
was
I
a great day.
apologize because it's like you don't want to get harder on a child. It's
I remember
not
the
nice.
He's
ride.
supposed to apologize. Poly.
The D train back was like. We were those Long Island guys after a Rangers game. We were like, how about that
oh, dude,
game?
Fuck
It's
them people. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get home.
I spun around a pole and started dry humping Joe Mackey in the train. He's like, please stop.
Yeah, exactly. And Liz was sober and loved every minute of it. She had a blast.
That
Oh,
was
she
one of the
wasn't sober.
best. No way was she sober. That was one of the best. As soon as we got in there, like they had those 20-ounce beers.
Oh God!
We're like, let's go.
And it was sunny. You know, the
Baseball
sun's beat with
fucking
shirts
rules.
are off.
Hot. And
I
it
have-
doesn't matter. It's a regular season game. It doesn't matter.
Baseball's gotten. You know what the problem is? Baseball should be so much bigger, but they fucked it up because they went on strike, and of course everyone's like, you know what? Fuck them. They don't care about the game. They're going on strike. And then it was saved by steroids. Steroids saved baseball.
Because it's setting up all these records.
McGuire.
Oh, we're just
Sosa.
finished this.
Sosa, Bonds.
Barry Bonds.
Bonds.
and-
Put Barry Bonds in
Barry
the
Bonds and
fucking
Roger
Hall of
Clemens,
Fame.
Their
Yeah.
last
Put 'em in
try-in.
the Hall of
Their
Fame.
last
Yeah.
try-in for the Hall of Fame. They both got nixed. They're
Barry
not getting into
Bonds.
the Hall of Fame.
Barry Bonds is the best baseball player.
That's
of our
crazy.
lifetime.
That's crazy. He took steroids.
Give me a
like,
fucking break.
Yeah, but that's all anyone talked about for 5 years was
I
Barry
loved
Bonds.
it. Every time you
Yeah.
watch him get up to bat, you're like, I'm gonna see a motherfucker in San Francisco in a kayak, and I love it.
Kayak
Chasing a ball.
I liked Barry
love
Bonds,
it.
and then I hated him when he got popular, and then when he got hated, I loved him even
I
more.
loved it. He's not a good person, but I still loved it.
Here? That's crazy.
That sounded like a snore.
Dude, I loved San Francisco, that Candlestick Park. Holy shit.
Great Geraldo bit. He's like, these guys can't do roids. I'm on coke right now. He's like, I'm on enhancing drugs too.
Yeah,
dude.
I did one on a show in San Francisco. I'm like, performance enhancing drugs. Like, I've taken Viagra.
Yeah, Bobby Brown, Whitney
Enhances my
Houston, everybody.
performance.
You
Yeah.
know, Bonds was the most exciting player in
The
baseball. and you
most
destroyed
exciting.
It.
Yeah. Well, Bo Jackson wasn't bad either.
Yeah, it's true.
But he
I
broke the bat.
played poker with Canseco, and everyone shit on Canseco. Yeah, oh yeah. He was and Jerry Buss, the owner of the
Big
Lakers.
guy.
Totally.
You played poker with Dr. Buss?
Yeah, because you buy in for 200, everyone's equal. You're rich, but not here. You got the same chips I got.
Was Buss cool?
Totally.
Dude, I can't wait for the
Wow.
Adam McKay show on HBO about him.
No.
It's it's called Winning Time. They couldn't call it Showtime probably because of HBO and they don't want to shout out Showtime.
Good point.
But like the Showtime Lakers, dude, Dr. Buss just fucked and hung out with Magic.
Wow.
They were just boys. I mean, like, dude.
Man, I
Wow.
mean, that's the one that split up him and Will Ferrell.
That's the
That's the
that's the
show.
movie. That's the show.
Yeah, or the movie, whatever.
Why
it
did they
is.
split up? I
Because
didn't-
Will Ferrell wanted to play Buss, I guess.
And he's like, nah.
And he's like, nah, you don't fit. You don't look right. And he's like, come on, we're boys. Let me play
He's
him.
like,
Will
You're gonna
Ferrell,
do it
he could have
sketchy.
done it.
He could have done it.
He would have done it
but
sketchy, though.
McKay didn't like it.
I think
He
he
would've
could
done
have
it
He did
serious.
Stranger Than Fiction. He can do drama.
True.
He did
True.
Melinda.
True.
Woody
I
Allen.
think at some point McKay must have been like, dude, I don't like your shadow.
Oh,
You seem
no,
fine, but I'm
McKay-
not your shadow.
McKay, I'll say,
He's
McKay did Pod Don't Lie, my basketball pod. He's the coolest motherfucker.
Did he really?
He's the coolest motherfucker you've ever met.
You and
Stav. I'll
He's
say, man-
Stav, free agent now. The end
Stop.
of the year.
Well, Adam McKay is
out of shape.
Adam McKay is one of the coolest dudes you've ever met.
Yeah,
cool.
and he just did Don't Look Up. I mean, that's huge.
What's
That
Don't Look Up?
That's a movie on Netflix. Did crazy
Leonardo
numbers.
DiCaprio.
And
Oh, I just saw that.
Was it? You like it?
I did. It wasn't like
I didn't
crazy
love it.
good, but it was like good enough. It was like I get the themes you're saying. It's all about like
Social
how people are shitting on.
commentary.
Like,
I gotta watch it.
how people are
Satire.
shitting on like COVID and like you're not saying the right thing.
A lot of Trump.
Adam McKay is
parallels.
incredible, man.
Parallels.
He's incredible. Yeah. The Big Short.
Yeah.
That was
yeah.
him?
The other guys?
Succession.
The other guys was with Will Ferrell.
Well, yeah, of
Anchorman.
course.
He wrote him though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good point.
Anchorman.
Good point.
Adam
that
McKay's
to
a
say.
beast
He's killer.
and a cool motherfucker.
All right.
Guys, I think we gotta wrap this up.
But I will say, as a huge non-sports fan, the
Just for you. Yeah.
I was in college during the whole Yankee Red Sox thing, and even as a guy who didn't grow up watching baseball, I was like, "This is incredible."
It was incredible.
I
Johnny
hated the Red
Damon
Sox
and
with
the-
a
Oh, really?
passion.
Dude,
Really?
we were
I
at-
love Boston. I hate the Red Sox. I love Boston people.
Exactly.
They're some of my
Hate
favorite
the Red
people in the
Sox.
world.
Hate don't mind New England. Hate the Red Sox.
Boston
Why?
people are really some of my favorite people, but like,
What is it about it? It's a
It's a
Fuck
rivalry,
them.
bro.
Fuck them forever. Kill yourself.
What do you
for
mean
every
here's
it's
one
a
why I
of you.
hate
rivalry?
Boston. They grew up. Kids of this generation grew up so spoiled.
We didn't go through the Mattingly years. They didn't go through the terrible times.
They've won every sport. They won fucking football, hockey, baseball, basketball. Go
We
fuck
were
yourself.
we were at Steve's house. We were at Steve's house. It was like 6, 7 of us. He had the only nice apartment. He had a girlfriend, and we were texting Boston fans with, in the ninth, 2 outs, 1 strike or 2 strikes. Mariano Rivera, ha, fuck you. We're up 3-1. We're about to close it out. Lose that game. Lose the next 2 games. First Red
I was
Sox
at
World
Game
Series.
7. My friend got tickets. He took me.
Whoa.
That was a heartbreaker. We were both in shock. We didn't expect to lose.
Dude, we got to go to a Yankee game this summer.
We gotta
got
go
to.
again. Yeah,
I
let's
love.
go
I
again.
really
I'll
love
look,
the
I'll look
Yankees,
at the schedule when it's
man.
out. We just got to find a weekday.
Aaron
day
Judge
game.
is my fucking guy. I
He's
love that
the
guy.
man.
I love that guy.
I'm gonna send you. I still have videos on my phone of us drunk and dancing in the stands.
Really?
We're all shirtless. We got the nipple shit on.
Put him on, Marissa.
Put them up on the
YouTubes.
pod. Yeah, because we are sloppy.
Oh my god.
We had fun, man.
Yeah, that was a great
The
time.
'90s Yankees was really what it's all about, though. When you like that team was like kind of blue collar and white collar at the same time. That was
Yeah.
like it's
I
hard
guess
to
Winfield was
replicate.
80s.
The what?
Winfield was 80s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before my time,
Bernie,
I know he was.
Posada, yeah, all those guys.
Bernie was my guy, dude. Bernie was like he was like your favorite player's guy. I mean, like Bernie just got every clutch hit, postseason home run guy.
Clutch
I mean,
singles. You know what I mean? Like he'd beat out a single.
Wade,
and you're like,
Wade
wow.
fucking Boggs, Scott
Yeah.
Brocious, Tino.
I know
Scott
half
Brocious
these
had
names.
like 91, 92 RBIs as the 9th hitter.
I love
And it
that,
was like,
that
what?
team, dude. Andy Pettit was my guy. Mariano Rivera, obviously.
Oh, we got to go to some games.
We got to go.
We didn't even watch the game when we went, by the way.
What? No, we did not.
We just got hammered.
I
and
never liked
danced and-
Roger Clemens.
Really?
He was a Red Sox.
He was a fucking cunt.
He was a Red Sox. He was
once
never a
he threw
Yankee.
the ball up Piazza's head, I was like, "You're a fucking cunt.
Oh wow!
You're a motherless fuck.
I know half these names from the Simpsons
You're a
baseball
motherless
episode.
fuck. You're throwing the ball at people's heads. You're trying to hurt." I love Mike Piazza. I don't care if I'm a Yankees fan. You can't not love Mike Piazza. That guy's
big.
pure class.
Pure class.
And if you you throw a ball at his head, you're a motherless fuck.
Yeah. Got drafted in the 6,000th round. And he made a fucking all-star of himself.
Piazza was fucking class.
Yeah. One of the only gay players to ever play the sport. You got to love. Got to
He's
get
not
out for him.
gay. That guy's fucking... I think he just wore turtlenecks. I don't think he was even gay.
Do you wear turtlenecks?
Yeah.
Do you fuck women? Wait,
Yeah.
you do wear turtlenecks?
I'll fuck a turtleneck.
Do you for real, though?
Mark's seen me in a turtleneck.
I've seen him,
I take it back. I
and yes,
apologize.
he's gay.
Men who fuck women. Look, I fuck men
women.
too, but I'll fuck women.
All right, guys.
Yeah,
He's got
gotta-
money, dude. Dudes with money
Piazza.
wear
yeah,
turtlenecks.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Money's like Gap shoppers.
But baseball is pretty. You know, you go to a football game, it's very aggressive.
Losing
Baseball
teeth,
is
break it. Say, cut my finger off. I'll still play.
I mean, it's the Carlin
Baseball's
bit,
like,
but
no.
it's sunshine. It's Americana. It's da-da-da-da-da. It's an
summertime.
organ playing.
It's summertime.
Yeah,
It's slow.
great. It's slow. It's a diamond. It's catching. It's fun.
Baseball's American, man.
It's American.
Baseball's got a history. It's got a beautiful history. I mean, when you look at like Ted Williams, you're like, that dude fucking just bailed on baseball in his prime for 4 years to fight.
In the war.
He fought
the
for.
war.
He was a fighter pilot for 4 years
Right.
in World War II, and you're like, that's just what dudes did.
Yes.
Can you imagine Tom Brady being like, later guys, I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight the Russians.
Yeah. I mean, fucking what's his face? Elvis did it.
Uh-huh,
Elvis
that's right.
went over like, all right, I gotta go
Well,
fight.
the only real one who wasn't like a mouthpiece was the fucking Phoenix Cardinals guy,
Oh, Tillman.
Tillman.
That was
You know who
brutal.
the fuck I am? I'm Patrick Tillman's like, yeah, we're
Oh,
trying
Pat
to kill you
Tillman,
because you're
yeah.
speaking out against the war.
Dude, that guy. Imagine he got killed by friendly fire.
And a lot of people were like, that was on purpose. That wasn't
heard
like a
that
mistake.
too.
That was
I
like,
heard that
you're
too.
speaking out against what you've seen here. You need to go.
That's getting canceled.
What?
You're getting shot by your own people.
It's hilarious.
That's a real
Cancel
cancel.
culture. It's like either you said the word Jew at a context or you served in the Iraq War. We didn't like your
I lost
comment.
half my crowd in Tampa. Like, I was murdered.
Yeah.
All right, different situations,
Yeah.
different
Can
strokes,
you-
different
I mean,
strokes.
Princess
know,
Di got canceled.
Whatever you believe about the war, whatever your stance is, like you can't not say that it's noble to turn your back on an incredibly lucrative career.
Of course.
I mean, like
he believed it. He believed
no,
what he's.
no one can say that what he did wasn't incredibly noble.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, an inconvenience. We're like, oh, we got to do Syracuse. And they're like, I got to go do Afghanistan.
I go to
For
the
2
DMV.
years.
I complain for 2 weeks.
Exactly.
I got murdered by friendly fire.
Yeah. not
I
to
would complain
mention-
about that for weeks.
That's true.
Yeah,
That would be a bit.
DMV.
Yeah.
All right, Norman's got a pod. We'll call it, but I could do this for fucking 8 hours.
I could too. See why we do this? It
Yeah.
helps. It's
Yeah.
a great pod tool.
the booze.
The booze.
Drinking is alcohol
really
is a
does.
great drug.
It's the
So, dude,
social
this is,
lubricant.
We'll do it next. I want to do these again.
Ari's got to be on an
episode.
episode soon too.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
gotta
yeah.
get you on.
My idea was to be the first guest and just sit there with you guys and say absolutely nothing.
We need you to speak.
Yeah, all right.
I mean, it's kind
Because
of.
I thought you
it's
weren't
kind
going to
of
do guests at all.
Well, it's pointless to have you not speak, Ari. It's
Yeah,
kind of
clickbait.
you know.
Next time we do this, we'll drink some Mambawana.
Yeah, you bring the drink you want when we do it ours,
Okay.
our pod.
But we also do have a bartender.
That's true, but
Do
let
you
him
really?
know. He's a mixologist.
Okay.
he makes.
the
he makes
Patrons are
some
pretty
good-
good, though, right? The Godfathers?
They're
Dude,
good. They're good.
I ain't gonna lie. I feel fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's a good level here.
I feel good.
Yeah, nice.
Career-wise and buzz-wise.
Nice. At Sam Morril on Instagram and don't be on Twitter anymore, but it's there. At Mark Norman Comedy.
Well, that's the website, marknormancomedy.com. At Mark Norman on
At
Instagram.
Mark Norman and everything. Follow him. Guys, you know, as always, if you like these guys, let them know you had a good time on this podcast. And if they get enough response from you, they'll be more likely to do it again.
Here, here.
This was fun as hell.
This was fun.
Yeah, this is
was
great.
fun.
I hope we didn't go too inside because we do.
No.
No, not at all. Not even borderline. Not even borderline.
Borderline. She fucked Jeter.
Who?
Madonna.
That was A-Rod, dude.
Ah.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. Jeter was literally fucking every actress in her prime, and A-Rod's like, I banged Madonna.
Like the old lady?
Jeter's like, really? You're A-Rod.
The one with the nudie book from the 90s?
I fucked a gal who fucked Jeter.
No
Really?
way.
Yeah, and it wasn't pretty.
Your Eskimo impression was Jeter.
With Jeter, but she was like, he was great. All right, I'll get naked now. And I'm like, I was so intimidated.
Oh, man.
A-Rod has got a weird, that's a weird social media presence.
Is it?
I
What's he do?
follow him. I mean, I love him. It's just like, it was all about J-Lo for so long. And you're like, it probably had to be.
Yeah.
She was like, hey.
But I love A-Rod, man. I don't
It's
give
amazing
a
how
fuck.
baseball's forgiven him. Frank Thomas never got caught with roids, but like A-Rod was like a roid guy, and when he does interviews, people are like, hey man, you could see the young guys are like, we love you.
Well,
We look up
A-Rod's
to you."
great. I mean, I will say this, like, he is a great commentator. And also,
really?
I remember there's an interview with
He knows
A-Rod.
stuff.
A-Rod and Hank Aaron right before Hank Aaron died. It's
Yeah.
a great interview. Like,
Really?
yeah, dude. A-Rod is a student of baseball. Like,
Sure.
Yep.
it's like watching a comic who he loved, and like this is how I play A-Rod. He's a brilliant joke writer, but he steals jokes every once in a while.
Oh, got it.
Every once in a
got
while.
it.
But he still could write a great joke
Yeah.
himself.
But
that
that's
was
A-Rod.
his. Yep.
That's A-Rod.
Gotcha.
All right, you're still kind of be like, but he is good.
Yeah.
I mean,
You can't negate everything just
And
because of the one thing.
A-Rod is great. I mean, I remember watching the game back. So A-Rod got suspended for steroids, and but he appealed, so they couldn't suspend him quite yet. So we got like 5 more games. And I remember watching it with Artie Lang, and we were laughing so hard because like A-Rod just like struggling to get on
walking.
base,
Yeah.
but like you're like, this dude should not be here.
He
But
knows
like,
it.
if you're watching the Yankees with someone, you want to watch with Artie Lang,
Of
Yeah.
because
course.
he's
Yeah.
the most diehard
Such
Yankees
a fan, not
Yeah.
a faker in any way.
And he knows sports, and
I
he's a
love
hell of a
him.
talker.
I miss him so much, man.
Yeah,
He's
he
still
should be
here.
around more.
I
He should
know,
be
but we
around
don't
more.
see him. though.
No, we don't.
And we don't want to fucking push him in anything,
No.
obviously,
You should get him on. We should get him on.
Yeah.
We should.
He would
You know,
do
he's
it.
not
I mean,
drinking.
we
He's
wouldn't
not
drink,
drinking.
obviously,
you
but
can't relapse Artie Lang. If he already relapses, you
Mark,
can have him
fucking
on.
A.
Don't. I'm saying don't. No, I'm not saying you can't. You for sure can.
we'll get a couple Crystal
Don't relapse
Pepsis
him.
and cigarettes, and
All right.
we'll take
We'll
it
get
easy.
you. He likes Yoo-Hoo.
I love you.
Dude, he did my storytelling show on TV, and his manager was like, "Hey, do you mind if Artie goes on first?" I'm like, I can, but like he's a big name, so like he should be on last, definitely not first. Like I can do it. I can appease. Like, why do you want him first? Like, he's sleeping, and I'm like, all right, I'll get him on first. You're absolutely right. Crushed.
Really?
Yeah, woke
Yeah,
up
he's
like,
a
it's my
fucking
time to go on.
master.
He's a pro.
Crushed. He was like, I've never told a story that good as I did on that show.
Artie is a master storyteller.
He's the best. R.I.P. Just in case. Love you,
I guess
Artie.
before this comes out, he dies.
He would like that joke. All
I
right.
really love him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I'm a huge fan. Big fan. I mean, Dirty Work. I listened to Stern as a youth.
Yeah.
I'm a
And his
fan.
sniping and storytelling is epic.
He's got the gift of gab. He's got it all.
He's got it all.
Yeah. All right,
All
guys. Great.
We
Good
love
job.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep drinking.
Keep drinking. Always till you die.
Ari Shaffir owns this song. This song is owned by Ari Shaffir. This song is owned by Ari Shaffir. This song is owned by Ari Shaffir. This song is owned by Ari Shaffir.
All right, you guys. That's the episode. That is the episode. What'd you think? Again, reach out to Sam and Mark and tell them what a fun time that was. Because my thought is, why don't we just do this more often? The 3 of us, almost threw up, get loaded and fucking do it again. You know? Why not? I am stealing from the Comedy Store, but I feel like I can because I rubbed the feet of the owner multiple times. I rubbed her feet all night. I should be doing spots. I'm like, I gotta get her spots. She goes, rub my feet first. And I rubbed her feet. So she was old. It wasn't a foot I wanted to rub, but I did it out of the goodness of my heart. Not for any reward, but I will take a reward. And that reward is Glenlivet. I mean, I'm doing this on camera, so they'll definitely see that I stole, but you guys, come on, be honest. I fucking massaged her back with that massager. I spent hours on it. I'm not even talking about it. Even if you saw it, of course, Artie can fucking take it. Of course. So, guys, that's everything. Don't forget, check out my dates. Sign up for my patreon.com/RShafir. Sign up for YouTube right now. Subscribe. And And that's it. My dates for February is Vancouver's canceled. I think I told you that. February is February 11th and 12th in Tampa. February 17th to 20th in Denver. March 6th is sold out. Storytelling show February 8th is sold out. March 25th, 26th in Michigan with Bobby Kelly and Big J Okerson. And then Appleton, Wisconsin in March. And the end of April and the end of February. And then what else I got? In April, St. Louis and Buffalo. I think that's it. You guys, to a great fucking episode. And more to come. I'm Ari Shaffir saying L'chaim, everybody. To life. L'chaim.